hours longer or so.
Yeah, something like that.
I need game audio. I can't hear anything.
Yeah, that's a little important.
Yeah. There we go. Yes. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
You want?
Oh, apologies from Kevin. He was in an interview. No, I want the amiibo. There it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm doing right now before the run starts is I'm tying my amiibo to the quest log 1. It's going to be used for save warps in the run. Basically, every time I do a save warp, I'm going to use the amiibo, and it's just going to jump straight into the first quest log.
All right, here we go.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Fino. And behind me, I have Gymnast and Hornlets. And this is Twilight Princess HD. Yeah, this is quite a long run, so hopefully we will be able to give you some informative commentary. So far and away, the most asked question I get when I run this game and stream it is, what's the difference? What did they change? And if you're familiar with the SD speedrun at all, you'll know I'm already doing something different. So there are a few patch glitches, gate clip, back in time, early Master Sword, map glitch, all fixed in this. So it changes the route, makes the run a little bit longer than the original version, but it's not too bad. You get to see some new interesting glitches, HT exclusive glitches as well. So there's that.
Yeah, there are also some mechanical changes as well. For one, Epona's way harder to control for some reason.
Yeah.
Product controls are bad in this game.
Yeah. So in the original version, when you're dashing, you have full control over the analog stick. But in this version, for whatever reason, they changed the just cardinal directions. So things like this happen as well.
Yeah, so right now, we ran through some grass to collect some rupees because we need to buy the slingshot in a few minutes. And so thankfully in this game, you can skip cutscenes, which allows you to get to the gameplay right away and is very nice. Otherwise, this run would be probably like a few hours longer or so.
We have this riveting gameplay right now.
Yeah, goats are arguably the most challenging part of the run.
Yeah, pretty
There we
often
go,
you'll
okay.
get those, we call them troll goats, where they'll go towards the entrance and then they'll just kind of walk right past it and just wastes a lot of time.
And yeah, so we get to do goats twice in this run, so that was only the first time.
Yeah. And since gate clip was patched, I actually have to do the first 2 days of Ordon. Both those are skipped in the original version. In fact, like the first 20 minutes of this run is completely glitchless.
It is possible to skip the first 2 days in this game, but there's an item that we need to get in those first 2 days to progress later on.
And if you hear me just kind of like grinding on the controller, basically the ZR in this game is like multi-use. So unless I'm on Epona, it also functions as another like A button. So when I'm going through text, I'll just sit there and just try to grind it, hitting A and ZR every other frame to get the text to go through as fast as possible.
So one other change from the original that you might note here is that the climbing was actually sped up a lot in the HD version, which is a very nice change. In the SD version, it was very slow. Definitely one of the worst parts of the game.
Also, that blue rupee was not there in the original version either.
Yeah, that was added as well.
And that gate that in the background, as you can see there, actually isn't there in the original either.
And so, like most Wii U games, this game does have gyro controls, unlike the original game.
And that's also the reason why I'm using the Wii U gamepad in place of a Pro controller, so I can use the gyro controls. They're much quicker for aiming.
Yeah, and when you get items, we can equip them without needing to pause. We can just swipe them on the control stick to whichever button we want.
I thought it was because so we could worry about the controller running out of battery for the entire time.
Yeah. Thankfully, I have mine plugged in, so that shouldn't be an issue. So this was the item Gymnast just mentioned that I needed. I had to fish out the Reek Fish later to get a scent to climb Snow Peak since Map Twitch restricts. So we'll be using that way later in the run.
So
There's some hidden rupees back here. I'm going to get them. I still need 30 for the fishing rod.
yeah, another nice
Or the
change
slingshot, rather.
from the original is that you only ever see rupee texts for each individual rupee once in this title. In the original game, every time you decided to save your play session and come back later, it would always tell you again how much amount each rupee was, which was a little annoying. So this is fishing. It's a little bit of RNG depending on how long it takes the fish to come to the pole. That was pretty average RNG. And then fishing, you just hold the fishing rod. There isn't really much to it.
This is another change right here. So you actually have to fish twice in the original version. One to get the cat's attention, and then a second time to actually trigger this cutscene. I guess they realized that was kind of silly, so they removed it the first time. Also, yes, we can't skip this cutscene. It's very important. We have to watch it.
Yeah, so now we have 30 rupees, which is enough to buy the slingshot. And it's like pretty much the first weapon you get in the game. We also get a free bottle with milk, which actually is important to the run later on.
Go. Go ahead and equip that.
Now we're gonna go back home.
We have an early $25 donation from Stairmaster just saying, good luck, Fino.
Thank you. So I'm going to get the wooden sword as well. Also another item that's technically possible to skip, but it's not faster to do so. Just because killing some of the enemies when I free towers takes too long with the slingshot.
Yeah, so this is one of 3 swords we get in the game. It's definitely the weakest by a lot. It's going to be replaced pretty shortly with a much more powerful sword, though.
And I need to do the slingshot and sword tutorials here to trigger the tallow saving sequence.
And so here we can see why gyro is so good. You can aim really fast and really precisely. So this is just your basic Zelda sword training tutorial where they tell you pretty much just all the different sword combinations you can do. Of course, in this case, we're being taught by kids who are younger than us that somehow know this.
Wow. So if you probably noticed, I'm running this on the English version of the game. And if you're familiar with Zelda speedruns, typically the Japanese version is the fastest, which actually is the case in this game. But because the text advances so quickly, the difference is negligible between the versions. It's like less than 5 seconds or something like that. So I just run it on English because that's the version I have.
Yeah, so normally you don't want to use all 6 of Epona's spurs at once. You want to use 5 and then wait for them to refill. But due to the length of that area, you just use all 6.
And then I want to use all 6 here because I need to slow down or else I'll hop over Koro when I try to talk to him here. Equip it. That's another big benefit of this version over the SD version is when I have downtime, like when I need to turn around with opponent, I can just look down and equip items that I need. Versus SD, where you have to actually pull open the item wheel and waste time equipping it then. Allows for a lot of interesting equip optimizations.
Yeah, so one thing that is present in this Zelda game and in a bunch of other Zelda games that use a similar engine is a serious difference in roll speeds whenever you're rolling on geometry that slopes up versus geometry that's either flat or slopes downwards. When Link rolls or simply just travels up sloped geometry, his speed is actually hindered quite a bit. It's sort of noticeable in an RTA run, but not really that much. But it is possible to chain rolls for pretty high speeds going up slopes that can actually save a lot of time if you get them framed perfectly. And that also creates for some interesting optimizations in some areas, trying to avoid sloped geometry as much as possible, which we like to call invisible hills.
Yeah, Gymnast and I have both done tasks of the original version of this game, and so we know a lot about just interesting things like sloped geometry or invisible hills, or things like brake sliding.
Yeah, so whenever like an enemy's not required to beat, you obviously just run past it. No need to take the time to try to beat it.
So I jump slashing that cutscene just saves a little bit of time, puts me a little bit further forward.
So 4 hits on each of those guys, and then jump slash quick spin to break the cage.
Yeah, we'll be seeing a lot of jump slash quick spin in this run. It's a very good way to deal a lot of damage very quickly.
Yeah, if you spin the control stick while you do a jump slash, you'll actually automatically transition into a quick spin when Link hits the ground. It's very nice. You can also do the same thing out of a backflip, but that's only used once in the run, I believe. So now we get to herd goats a second time, and this time there are 20 of them instead of 10.
Yeah, this one actually has the timer on screen.
Yeah, goats in general are just extremely finicky. There's pretty much no consistent way to do them, even though they technically are consistent.
Yeah, each goat kind of has a bit of a sort of a radius around them in which when you get near them, they'll run away from you, but the size of that radius is actually a little bit random. So sometimes it'll just be really small and you have to get like right up next to them. And so just that randomness also makes it really hard to consistently get a good time.
Yeah, generally, like a really good time to shoot for would be like under 20 seconds.
And what just happened there happens all the time, where 19 out of 20 goats goes in and then one just runs off on its own and wastes 10 seconds.
Shiny Alice gives us $25 to say Legend of Zelda hype. Good luck, Fino.
Thank you.
And so now, like any responsible adult, we're going to give the little children our weapon.
You can go ahead with the donations. We have it's quite a bit of downtime right here.
Okay. We have $25 from Anonymous saying, Twilight Princess is one of my all-time favorite Zelda games. Good luck to Fino on the run.
Thank you.
$25 from Augie saying, what a crazy amount of Zelda swag. I'd travel through time or cross the ocean for any of them. Here's a small bag of rupees to help fund great fairies all over our world. Seth S. gives $50 and says, amazing marathon for an amazing cause. I'm currently playing through Twilight Princess HD, but much slower, of course. Keep up the great work. Dr. Ozymandias gives $25 and says, I can't wait to see this awesome Zelda run, as well as the Zelda block later. Keep up the good work, guys.
Will he get the box breaker?
Got it.
Oh,
Nice.
yes, nice. That saves 3 frames, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, save the frames. Yeah, clap for that. Clap. Clap, clap.
Yeah, it's just one of those little things that you can go for it. It doesn't really matter if you get it or not, but it's worth swag points, so you always have to go for it.
Oh yeah, it matters.
Anyway, these are the sewers. This is sort of like the Wolf Link tutorial section.
I'm gonna be doing a lot of just like little optimizations, dash canceling, which I'll show here in a second, and things like jumping straight to the chain from the ground instead of climbing up.
Yeah, in general, the targeting system in this game, or at least jump attacking in this game, is kind of broken. We'll be seeing a lot of later. And so like Trino just mentioned, this game has a kind of small technique called dash canceling, where if you do a dash, but then either interrupt it with a B attack or jump off a ledge within, I think it's 9 or 10 frames of initiating the dash, then you won't have to wait for the cooldown timer to begin another dash. You can just do the next one when you have the opportunity. Because usually you have to wait 59 frames between each dash you can do.
Try to get a little text skip here. We'll see if I get it. Hey, there we go.
Nice.
Nice.
So Minna actually, when you drop those rocks, it turns on Minda warping, or Minda jumping here. And when you hit the ground, it actually, she talks to you for a brief second. But you can make the rocks fall and then just jump around the trigger. And then I'm doing another trick called first frame Minda jumping here. So basically anytime I call Minna up to jump to her, if she talks to me right before I do the jump, there's a single frame where I can actually jump straight to where she's going to be instead of having to wait. There'll be another one right here. It is a frame perfect trick, but because this game has something called input buffering, 99% of the time I get it.
Yeah, input buffering is really helpful for a lot of like little text skips in this game, like this one right here, where you have one frame of input before like Midna or someone else talks to you. But because of the input buffering technique, we can get those pretty much 100% consistently. And what input buffering is pretty much like coming out of cutscenes or out of loading zones, the game, like if you hold the A button, the game will give you like a first frame dash or a first frame roll. Even though you didn't press the A button down on that first frame, it still sort of counts it as being pressed down. So if you just hold it, you'll always get those first frame jumps.
Oh, it's good.
Alright, nice Carter Rocks.
Okay, so we saw Zelda, and now we're going to go back and get the Ordon Sword and Ordon Shield. If you're familiar with SD speedruns, you probably know there's a trick you can do here called Sword and Shield Skip. Unfortunately, I can't do it, or fortunately, rather, because it's an awful trick. But I can't do it because I need the Ordon Sword. Otherwise, when I clear Fair on Twilight, I won't have a weapon.
Yeah, so if you clear Fair and Twilight without a weapon, you'll have to somehow get all the way to the Master Sword without a weapon, which isn't really possible because you need to defeat some enemies that require a sword.
Here's our squirrel buddy.
So in this area, we have so much speed that you would just make it into the loading zone, even though we talked to the squirrel. It's actually interesting. As Wolflink, you have 2 different base speeds depending on the area you're in, which are either 33 or 45. Usually you'll have the higher speed of 45 in large areas like fields or provinces, and you'll have 33 in smaller areas like dungeons or just generally smaller areas. For some reason in Ordon, though, you have the base 45 speed, which is why it looks like you're moving really fast. Skipping the platform.
Yeah, the trigger to make that cutscene right there start is gigantic, so as long as I can even just relatively close to him, it triggers it. Okay, hopefully I get this first try. Okay, good. That ledge is really finicky. It's not supposed to be, I don't think, but it's like that in the original game too. It's just sometimes when you jump up to the ledge, it'll just drop you immediately. You have to try again.
Didn't you say you like once clipped out of bounds through
Yeah,
that?
yeah. Good programming.
And so also in Orden, at least when running to Russell's house over here, there are a lot of little animals that you want to avoid talking to.
That chicken. Kuko.
Yeah, so the game forces us to get the shield before we can get the sword. If we could just get the sword first right away, then we would be able to skip the shield. So we need the sword.
Okay, so a little bit of RNG here. I want the Kuko to not be really close to the hole, which it looks like he's not. I also want Russell to not be close to the house, which he's not. Good. So I got really good stuff there.
Yeah, if you get too close to Russell, he like looks at you and draws his sword, which causes a small cutscene. Obviously, we want to avoid. So now we're coming on our first Shadow Beast fight. It's just a single Shadow Beast. It's sort of like your introduction to them.
And he's dead.
Hard enemy. Yeah, so in case you didn't know, you can also do a technique known as just quick spinning in this game, where if you rotate the joystick and press B, you'll just do a spin attack really fast. You can also do the same thing by holding the B button, which I'm pretty sure everybody already knows, but quick spinning is obviously faster than having to hold the B button for like 2 seconds.
Okay, we're coming up on our first Twilight here. The Twilights were actually changed quite a bit in this version. So in the original, you have 15 tiers per Twilight. And when you kill the bugs, you actually have to wait for the tiers to form completely before you can pick them up. In this version, there's 12 per Twilight, and they actually move some of them around. And once the bug dies, the tier, you can pick it up immediately. So it's really great for speedrunning. It speeds all 3 of them up by a ton. But first we need to do this Shadow Beast fight. Got to get mid to charge.
Yeah, so this fight has a scripted loss. No matter how you try to beat the Shadow Beasts, one will always survive and call the others back up. So now with the midnight charge, as long as you just get the last 2 Shadow Beasts at the same time, you'll win the fight. You just don't want to leave one hanging, because then it'll call the others back to life.
That was good measure.
Yes, now we got Farron Twilight Vessel.
Okay. So this first Twilight's pretty short, because most of the tiers are within a contained area. So you can see there I'm picking them up immediately. I didn't have to wait for them to form or anything. In the original version, there's a tier on the back of that house that is now gone. There's still 2 here in Koro's house. Another first frame ninja jump. So I'm going to talk to Koro, and that'll make the bugs come out. And what I'm going to try to do here is kill the bugs, and then turn off senses. And what that does is there's a scripted cutscene that plays after you kill the bugs. But if senses aren't on, it actually won't play, and so it's just a tiny bit of time. Oops. Okay, I guess we're going down.
Yeah, so like Wolf Link, if you try to dash into sloped geometry, you can sometimes bonk, it'll send you backwards.
Here's another one they removed. There's usually 2 here. There's only 1 in this version. But he's still a pain in the butt. Yep. He was nice today. Yeah, the AI on the bugs was like really crazy. Sometimes they'll just do things you're not expecting and run in random directions. It's really frustrating for the speedrun.
Yeah, so as Wolf Link, this tunnel has a shortcut. It's a few seconds faster than just dashing through.
So there's a log cycle in this area I'm going to try to make. Basically, as soon as I load the area, there's a log swinging back and forth that I want to beat to a certain cycle. But the movement in the area has to be basically perfect. I think I'm on pace right now, though. We'll see. It's gonna be close.
I think you got it.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, so hitting that cycle saves a few seconds, so we're just having to watch the log swing back again.
Yeah, those two behaved. Sometimes they like to spread out, and they're a pain in the butt to get when they do that. So this is the North Pharaon area, which in the original version is where you would do the early Master Sword glitch. Unfortunately, it does not work this version of the game. They're a little... Okay. I wanted to get them closer, just in case. They actually double patched this, so how you do it in the original game is you do a midnight charge against one of the Shadow Beasts up against a wall, and when he does a certain type of swing, you get a really high jump and it'll shoot you out of bounds. In this version, he actually doesn't do that type of swing at all. They just totally removed it. None of the Shadow Beasts do it. And there's also invisible collision all along the out-of-bounds area up there. So even if you could do it, you can't actually get out there. Very sad. If we could, it would shorten the speedrun by, I think, 20 minutes.
Yeah, so a few short minutes later, we're done with Fair and Twilight.
There's a cutscene scope. Minda talks to you right there, but using input buffering, I can just backflip out of the trigger before she has a chance to see me, and then I can just roll around it.
We have a $70 donation from JT Run just saying Zelda hype.
So I actually tried to buy the lantern from him because it gives me less text boxes. Other than saying no, I think he gives you 3 if he says it, but if you say buy, he's like, what? You don't have enough money.
I have a feeling this might be the first of one in a long line of puns, but we have $20 from a beaver in a bee suit saying, I've been working like a dog all week, and now it's time to chill out and relax watching Twilight Princess.
Good decision.
It's time for a very exciting section of the game.
So this monkey's going to try to lead us across the poison fog area. We can actually push her during it to like shorten the amount of time she has to walk between each checkpoint. But we don't want to push her too far because then she'll turn around to hit a checkpoint that's behind her and then go forward again. We're also slashing the grass here to see if we can get any rupees, because we do need a fair amount of rupees in this run.
My goal here is 10. I want to have 10 after I finish Linear Twilight so I can take Fear's Cannon. There's a lot of just free rupees here. I'm going to try to... Well, I was trying to kill the keys before the monkey saw it. Yeah, if the monkey gets scared, she'll stop and restart her swinging cycle. Also, each time she goes up to the mist to swing, she basically will either swing it 8 times or 16 times. Oh, come on. And it's complete RNG which one she does, so you can actually lose quite a bit of time here just for bad luck, which is unfortunate. But for the most part, this has been good so far. I haven't been counting or anything. It seems pretty quick. One more rookie here.
Yeah, as for enemies, there's just 2 Keys and then this one Deku Baba, but we can shoot the Deku Baba from far away since, unlike the Keys, the Deku Baba just stays where it is, can't move.
Maybe I got it? Probably not. Nope.
No.
I was trying to push the monkey up the hill there to skip that last swing, but it's really hard to push the monkey. She's very picky.
Yeah, so now we got our lantern back, but unfortunately it's out of oil. So we're gonna go steal some more.
So I need to get the oil from the shop here, but I actually can't get it until the enemies here are dead. So what I do is I slash him, and it aggroes his buddy over here, just so it saves a little bit of time. He runs towards me, and then I can come up here and just definitely buy this oil. Definitely did not just steal the oil.
Alright, so this is the first and only Golden Wolf that we get in this run. Every time you meet a Golden Wolf, you get taught a new hero ability, or a new hidden skill by the hero's shade. And this is the only required ability for the run, which is the final blow. The only place this is required is the final blow on the final boss. If you don't get this, you can make it all the way to the final boss, but then you can't deal the final blow, which kind of sucks.
And since I can't do EMS, it's actually not possible to run around the wolf, but in the original version you can run around the wolf and just dodges it completely. And it's actually advantageous to do so because in the original version we route the wolf later to better time. And there's a runner whose name is Venick who actually forgot to get the wolf one time and was on PB pace and got all the way to the very final boss and could not kill him because he forgot the hidden skill.
Yeah, it's a very sad realization when that happens in a run, because I've had that happen
Venick
also.
for you there. Shout out to Venick, by the way. Very cool runner.
We have a $50 donation from GC Kid 333 saying, looking forward to all those Twilight Princess HD exclusive glitches.
Okay, here's the first dungeon. And it also contains the most broken item in the game, thankfully. But I have to free some monkeys first before we can get it. He's going to get in my way, so I'm going to slash him and then do that, and that's going to kill him. It's actually possible to climb up between these spiders without killing them, but it's like a 1 in 100 chance that they actually won't attack you, so I'm just going to shoot them with a slingshot. We get to see that fast climbing in action.
So we have to kill this spider right here, otherwise the monkey's gonna stay scared by it, and then we won't be able to use the monkey to swing across some ropes.
That backflip saves 1 frame.
So now we're gonna head off to save a second monkey, not because we need the second monkey, but because we...
No, we do need the second monkey.
No, yeah, we do need the second
Yeah,
monkey.
we don't need the 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to use the second monkey after I free him to get to the Guild Boomerang early.
Yeah, because only the second monkey will allow us to go to the other side of the dungeon.
I think there's 9 monkeys in total. Somebody's going to correct me on that one. I think it's probably 7.
I think it's 7.
Yeah. But we're only going to get 2 of them, because once I have the Guild Boomerang, we are unstoppable, and we're going to jump straight to the boss.
Quite literally.
Quite literally, yes.
so that was our first small key. You need small keys are just like a staple of Zelda dungeons. Help you unlock doors.
Right back there, you didn't actually need to knock down that Skulltula. You can just jump slash right next to him.
I'm gonna free our monkey buddy here.
Now we're gonna face some very tough enemies.
These Bokoblins actually have a high chance at dropping a blue rupee. Unfortunately, it didn't happen there. I'm going to need 300 rupees later to fix the cannon to get the city in the sky, so any extra money just is free money.
I think we all need free money. Because what you should do with that free money is donate, like Brandy Lynn giving $21 and saying, been waiting months for this run. Twilight Princess is my favorite. Good luck, Fino.
Thank you.
Yeah, so one other like small mechanical property of Twilight Princess is that if you're in the air and you're holding the A button, when you hit the ground, you'll automatically do a first frame roll, which is very nice.
So I'm not going to swing across there. It's actually slower to do so. I just roll around. Here I have to swing across. I pulled out the lantern when I jumped there just to save me 2 frames because I got to swing it here in a minute. And when the item isn't in your hand, it takes like 2 or 3 frames extra to pull it out. Same for when I actually have it in my hand and I need to open a door or something. It takes 2 or 3 frames extra to put it away to actually open the door. So generally, if I need to open a door, I'll try to put the item I have in my hand away before I get to the door.
Yeah, so this path right here is supposed to be sort of like the back path after you already get the Gale Boomerang to get back to saving more monkeys. But it's kind of easily exploitable. Just walk into the bridge.
By pulling out Midna right away here, it actually triggers the bridges to turn right away rather than having to wait for the big, long, like, timer to pass.
Yeah, so that first one we had to jump into. The second one we can just do a side hop for to get between the bridges. You can't do that on the first one because there's actually an invisible wall present while the bridges are turning. It's not present when they're stationary, but they put that in there because I guess they figured out that you could side hop or like simply just jump between the bridges.
Okay, here is Ook. How many times he hops is random. Okay, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah, so you're forced to do this fight in 2 cycles. Not really much you can do about that.
Come on. Oh, I missed
No.
out. Nice. Oh, come on. I'm being punished.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, so this is one of the longer unskippable cutscenes in the game. It's like more than 40 seconds long.
Good time for donations.
Absolutely.
All right, Sabertail, I'm going to do my best for you. For giving $100, we have Wolf Link is best Link. Oh. We have $150 from NimNim248 saying, thanks to all the staff, runners, and donators. You all rock. Shout out to Wendy the Human and Josie the Cat. $25 from Sarah195 saying, Twilight Princess is one of my favorite games. Super stoked to see you guys play it. Keep up the good work.
Alright, so we got the most broken item in the game. Allows us to do very fast things. So right here we're gonna do our first save warp, and then Fino's gonna be using the Wolf Link amiibo actually to load up a save file after quitting playing this one. Because using the Wolf Link amiibo to automatically load file 1 is around 3 seconds faster than going through the menus to load it.
And again, I just save warp here just because it's a little bit faster to get back to the center room this way.
Yeah, getting out of the Gale Boomerang room with the Gale Boomerang is actually really slow.
And so at this point, casually, you're about halfway done with the dungeon, maybe more like 40% done. But we're going to go straight to the boss. I'm just going to grab the boss key here, and then we're going to do some magic with the Gale Boomerang. A little bit of a shortcut here. There we go. And then I can actually skip targeting that first one because it'll hit it on the way over.
Yeah, so unfortunately, boss key skips aren't really a thing in this game. There's only one dungeon you can do a boss key skip in, because in this game, boss loading zones are actually tied to the boss doors themselves actually being open. So even if you get behind the door, it doesn't promote the boss, unfortunately.
$50 from Ansith saying, great job to everyone involved with the marathon so far, and good luck to Fino.
Thank you.
All right, so yeah, right here on either side of this bridge, there's rooms which lead to monkeys. We don't really care about them. So you'll notice that we called the Gale Boomerang the most broken item in the game, and that's because of a glitch that we can do with it called the long jump attack, which Fino just did back there, although that one only saves like a second. There's going to be some pretty big ones up here, which is how we skip the rest of the dungeon. So pretty much throwing out the Gale Boomerang and then using the Gale Boomerang as an object that Link can target will allow you to jump wherever it is. And it caps your speed at around 3 times that of a regular jump attack, so you can go 3 times as far. There are some like technical things you need to do with it, though. The Gale Boomerang either needs to be over a void or over a surface that's higher than Link's feet to actually get a long jump attack. Otherwise, you'll just get like a really slow one.
And so I'm going to try to do something here called the Ooplis. It's very, very difficult, very easy to screw up. But if I do it right, it's going to let me... Oh, that was weird. It's going to let me skip waiting on Ook in the second phase.
Yeah, so we brought over 2 bomblings. We're going to try to use both those bomblings to hit the main Diababa plant in the second phase of this fight. It is a really finicky strat, though, so hopefully Fino will be able to get it.
Basically, the bomb timers don't run in cutscenes, and throwing in the Gale Boomerang resets them, so I'm just going to kind of try to juggle them during the second fight to keep resetting the timers before they explode. That's good. And it's going to come back to me with the first one. I'm going to throw it again, reset the timer, and then before it comes back, I'm going to try to kill him right there, get him back up, and then while he's coming back up, do it one more time, and there we go.
All right,
Nice.
very nice.
And that saves around 40 seconds.
Yeah, so we have time for like a donation right now.
All right, I have a good one. I hope this was real, Jai-Fi. We have $25 saying, Shelby, I've looked through many a castle to find my Princess Peach. Now that I find you, my castle is complete. Will you marry me?
So yes.
I hope you have another donation letting us know what she said.
Yeah, so this is the first of 3 fused shadows that are in the game. We're only going to get the first and third ones, though. We're not going to be getting the second one.
$150 from Dr. Void saying, been watching for a couple years and I've been very excited to see one of my very first Zelda games ruined. Good luck, have fun, Fino.
Thank you.
So yeah, we grab that heart container. It does technically waste time to grab it, but we do it so that we don't die in the second to last dungeon, just in case things go wrong.
And it's just general marathon safety, in case something strange happens.
Yeah, so now we can leave Farron and be on our way to Eldin.
Yeah, have you tried to leave earlier? There actually is a midnet text trigger blocking this area, and so you can't really get past it. You actually can with the LJA glitch, but There really isn't any benefit to it in the HD version.
Yeah. It really only has use when combined with EMS because you need to do some human Twilight nonsense to actually get to Kakariko. And I can't turn human and Twilight without the Master Sword.
Yeah, so this is the most exciting part of the run, rolling all the way across Hyrule Field, which means we have time for donations.
Excellent. We have Felt Salamander giving $50 and saying, waited all night to donate during Twilight Princess. Always amazing to see how much developers fix the games, only to have speedrunners find new glitches all over again. Best of luck, Fino. We have $250 from Anonymous saying, oh.
Oh, it's raining.
We have $25 from Anonymous saying, starting medical school in 25 days with a goal to work with Doctors Without Borders. For now, time to relax and enjoy one of my all-time favorite Zelda games. Good luck, Fino.
Thank you.
I've never seen it start storming here before.
Yeah, it's actually really rare for it to storm here. That's interesting.
I hope that's not a bad omen.
I hope not either.
Also, earlier, Fino did this long jump attack that seemed kind of pointless back in Hyrule Field. That actually was skipping a mailman trigger. The mailman comes and gives you a letter, basically. Or actually, he doesn't give you a letter. He just tells you, there's a wall this way, don't go this way. But we can actually just LJA right past it.
So I'm actually going to encounter him later. Basically, it's a forced one. So if you're looking forward to the postman, don't worry. We'll still get this game. But when I skip that one, I actually, the game still has other checkpoints for him. And I need to skip one more if I skip that one. And I'll be doing that after Elden Twilight. The spread is bad. Okay, it worked out. But yeah, if I had missed it, it wouldn't have been a huge deal because basically it kind of stacks. The more times I have to skip him, the less time it saves. Because it's just a short encounter too. So as long as I get it again after Elden, it'll be around 1 second save. Sometimes when I warp, and this is an advantage of the HD version, sometimes when I warp I can actually use the gamepad to select the warp. It's faster than using the analog stick to actually select it with the cursor. Unfortunately, I can't zoom in on sub-regions with it, so it's really only useful when I need to warp within a sub-region. So you'll be seeing it a lot in Lake Helia, or Linear Twilight. But for the most part, I'll be doing it just like that, where I just browse to it like normal.
Yeah, so this is the second Twilight section of the run, the Elden Twilight. Each Twilight section gets progressively longer as the game wants you to do more stuff before you begin collecting tiers, and the tiers are just more spread out in each preceding section.
Austin Poe 12 gives $150 and says, keep up the great work, SGDQ, and good luck on all the runs.
Thank you.
So now we're just heading over to Kakariko, where most of the Elden Twilight bugs are. There are a few in Death Mountain now. It is actually possible as Wolf Link to just like run straight through the gate through the center. Looks kind of funny, but unfortunately it's really precise, and so digging under the gate is pretty much going to be faster every time you try to do it.
And I actually did another Minitech skip there after I warped the bridge. There's one right when I land from the warp on the bridge, but I just jump attacked before she had a chance to talk to me. Here we have another Twilight. Again, quite different. They changed. No, they didn't change any bug locations, but they actually cut some out, and then there's something else I don't remember. So in the original version here, you are supposed to go to the graveyard and do a well clip. That, for whatever reason, was fixed, even though it requires you to be human to do it. Yeah, so we won't be able to do that. I couldn't do it anyway because I don't have the Master Sword to turn human. But it's very strange that they changed the fix that.
Yeah, also because the graveyard bug was removed, it's faster to just warp back to Kakariko after getting the basement bugs.
We have $50 from Momo the Mo, saying, love the marathon, love the VODs, love the prizes, but kill the animals.
room is really small, and with the distance between each bug, sometimes you'll like bonk into a wall and you won't be able to get them all in just free jumps.
And the bugs also like to just run around a lot, so sometimes you'll jump at them, but you'll just miss them entirely.
Yeah, they're very sneaky. So I didn't get the graveyard bug, it's not there. I'm actually going to skip the one in the inn, or the Malamart there, because it's not there either. There is one here in the inn. Normally there's two, but they removed the back one, so I'm going to jump down and light the torch and then grab the bug and leave. I can save a little bit of time by actually skipping those climbing animations, but if I don't jump the right way, I'll actually just jump straight down. So I usually just skip it.
So on this roof, we're going to do some dash slides, or dash cancels, to just preserve our dashes so we don't have to wait for the cooldown timer.
Yep. Oops. Box. Yeah, a lot of this run is trying to optimize your dashes whenever you're in a small area. Basically, I'm trying my best to avoid walking for a long period of time without a dash, or at least walking at a slow speed. So I'll do things like that, where I dash and then I immediately cancel it, so that when I hit the ground, I can dash it in. It's gonna go up. That's fine.
$50 from Dan221 saying, keep up the great work, Fino.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we're jump attacking that bug because a jump attack as Wolf Link will actually give you a higher speed than simply running on ground if the enemy is far enough away or high enough.
In the original version, there's actually a way to skip this this whole section with the bomb house entirely, but it doesn't require transforming into human, but it's only really consistent as human, and so we just don't do it in TPHD.
Yeah. It is possible to do the jump as a wolf, but I've grinded it for like 2 hours and only gotten it one time, so it's not really RTA viable at all without a better setup.
Yeah, it only saves like, what, 15, 20 seconds or so.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah, this run is pretty long at nearly 4 hours, so in the grand scheme of things, 15 seconds usually doesn't make that big of a difference.
And the bug in the pier is also gone, so just go straight up Death Mountain Trail now.
So we have time for more donations.
Lots of running.
Sounds good. We have $155 from Anonymous. Been watching Games Done Quick for years. Shout out to everyone behind the scenes that makes this event run so smooth. This donation goes to Runner's Choice. Do you have a Runner's Choice?
Yes, I'm donating for the Kingdom Hearts runners to sing Part of Your World.
Awesome.
I think I just heard Spike.
We have $150 from Elder Big Dave saying, enjoying the stream. I get to point out to my 11-year-old son some of the games I played to death as a kid. My son wants everyone to know it's been so much fun watching you folks play. $30 from Dragon Pasta saying, thanks for feeding my Zelda obsession. This event is the greatest. $50 from Clockwork133 saying, longtime viewer, first-time donor. I've watched GDQ for about 3 years now, but I've been unable to donate. I'm glad to finally be able to contribute in what small way I can.
So I was trying to kill those four as fast as possible because there's a steam cycle when you load this part of the crater that I was trying to beat, but unfortunately that one inside the barrier just completely ignored me, so I don't think I'm going to make it. We'll see. Nope, that's okay. Usually I don't have to wait here, but again, just kind of got screwed by the RNG on that one.
One last bug. The bottom of the hot spring here.
Yeah, he's the biggest pain though. See, what a guy. Come here.
There we go. Yeah, so now we're gonna go and get our horse back after it was stolen by some Volplins.
You know, we have a donation asking you a question. It says $50 from Shadow Nuck saying, so last time I asked my then 18-month-old son if we should save or kill the animals, he ended up siding with kill the animals. But I just assumed he didn't know what he was talking about. This time, at 2 years old, his response was kill, kill, kill. Should I be worried?
No, he's fine.
$150 from Philip J. Fry saying, shut up and take my money and save the animals. $150 from Anonymous saying, managed to be on vacation at the same time as GDQ. Thanks to everyone there for what they do and for the awesome speedruns. Managed to be? Pretty sure you planned that one.
I was a tiny bit nervous doing that trick. Basically what I did was, normally you have to trigger the Goron to talk there, and that's what makes Renato actually talk to you here, and then you can tame Epona. But you have to wait for the Goron to knock you off, because once he talks to you, you're kind of locked in there. However, if I do a quick spin into the cutscene, it lets me move during the cutscene, and I can just drop down immediately, which saves a handful of seconds. The reason I was worried is because when you drop down, if you somehow grab the gate, your game will just straight soft lock. So we're glad that didn't happen.
Yeah, so now Epona's mad that some Volans are trying to take control of her. So now we're going to go through this section where basically the game's going to try to throw us off, but we have to hold certain directions on the analog stick. But it's the exact same pattern every time, so not really a challenge to it.
I had failed it before though.
It's a little bit tricky because there's a bit of a delay on the actual inputs. You have to push the direction a little bit after it shows up, otherwise you'll fall off.
So this is where the route really deviates from a casual player's route. Normally you would go back and get the Iron Boots now. However, I'm going to do a glitch to go straight into Linear Twilight. We will still be getting the Iron Boots, just not right now. Before we do that though, I need to dodge the mailman once more. He really wants to give me some mail, but I don't want it.
He's pushy mailman, I tell ya.
Here we're going to do an LJA. What this actually does is this actually jumps... Oh, dang. Oh, well.
Hey!
Hey!
At least it's entertaining.
Yeah. Yeah, for that, if that skip was successful, Pino actually would have jumped into a trigger that would have disabled the mailman, not just simply jumped over the mailman trigger.
That's all right. We've got Doctors Without Borders.
Here I'm just doing spur management to get to over by the rocks.
Yeah, so if Epona runs over like any enemies, they pretty much just instantly die.
So if you remember the milk from the beginning of the run, we're going to be using it here. Everybody knows that milk gives you strong bones. We're going to need strong bones to survive this.
Yeah, so normally there's some rocks blocking the way that we need bombs to get past, but with a little diving and some strong bones, we can actually just put Epona down here and grind out.
And there we go.
Yeah, so now we're riding out to an air trigger that's actually right under the Linear Twilight cutscene area, and we'll just get teleported up there. There are two kinds of triggers in this game, ground triggers and air triggers. Ground triggers obviously only exist on the ground, but air triggers exist infinitely upwards and downwards, so even if you're under the map, you can still trigger them.
And we'll be using that some more later.
Yeah.
So Minna wants to talk to me here, but there's actually a Keese that always spawns in the same area, and I can actually get an LJA off the Keese right there and jump out of the trigger. If it wasn't for the Keese, actually the jump attack doesn't go far enough to actually get out of the trigger. But the Keese, thankfully, gives us a little hand there. I don't pick up any ascents, there's no real reason to. I will pick up some later that are required, but all the ones that just kind of show you where to go are just that, they just show you where to go.
while you're running, we have $50 from Peanut Allergy 22 that says, just had to donate during the Twilight Princess run, one of my favorite games in my favorite series. Looking forward to watching it get demolished. $50 from Zero saying, thank you to everyone for your hard work. $50 from Bismarck189. There's not a more worthy cause than donating $50 to an organization that saves lives. That and making sure the whole world knows that Eris's name will be I'm Gonna Die.
So yeah, way earlier in the run, if you were here, you may have noticed that we mentioned a technique known as brake sliding. And unfortunately, we don't get to see that in runs because it's actually a really sort of precise task technique that allows you to sort of like moonwalk backwards. But it actually saves time because if you were here earlier for the explanation of speed, you'll know that when Link travels up a slope geometry, his speed gets reduced quite a bit. But when he's traveling down slope geometry or on flat ground, the speed isn't really reduced at all. But if you do a brake slide and moonwalk backwards up a slope, you'll actually get the speed that you would normally get if you were to go down the slope, which saves time literally anywhere you have to go up a slope in like a tool-assisted speed run.
Still quite a bit more running, so feel free to go ahead on donations.
We have $15 from Clash Tournaments Chibo saying, hi, Nightwing. Great to hear you on the mic and to see Tantalus on a run earlier. Smash is here to help cure the world. Putting my money towards naming Kate Sith Chibo. We need more Smash at SGDQ. I agree, and thank you, Chibo. We have $50 from Anonymous. Twilight Princess is my favorite Zelda game. I remember playing it when it first came out on the GameCube. I just had to donate for a good cause and a great game. $150 from MNM, saying Twilight Princess was the first game I saw a speedrun of, and I'm so excited to watch it live. Keep up everything you guys do, and good luck on the runs, Fino.
Thank you.
$50 from Grumpy Tiger. Shout out to everyone working behind the scenes to make SGDQ the amazing event it is. Amazing job. We have $50 from Becky R saying, hey, listen! You're all great, and keep up the amazing work. $50, oh.
Okay, so I talked to Fury there to trigger this fighting sequence, and if he shoots 3 arrows here, that'll be good. He can shoot up to 5. Basically, what I'm going to try to do here is, okay, I got bad luck. I'm going to try to trick his AI into flying low after I attack him, and I'm going to try to re-grab him. This RNG right now is not very good, though. Please fly down. No. Okay, well, this might still work. No, he didn't fly down. Okay, well, what I was trying to do there was jump before he actually tried to grab me, and then after he attacks, he will spin around, and it kind of just screws up his AI a little bit. That's okay, I didn't get it.
This enemy easily dies to a charge attack.
And then we have this long flight section, so more donations.
We have $123.45 from Iran. I can count. $500 donation from Edward Von Stein. When I saw that stained glass style Zelda quilt, I knew I had to enter the running for that. So here is some of that free money you all have been asking for earlier. And while Spanish might be the correct choice for Jedi Outcast, I have to put this towards my native tongue of German. $75 from Meg43. I always look forward to GDQ events, since Zelda games were what got me into speedrunning. It only seems right to donate during a Zelda game. Thank you for a week of amazing speedruns. GoGoGadget9992 gives $150, says, had to donate during my favorite Zelda game, which also happens to be the first GDQ run I ever watched back in 2013 with MoFat. As a medical professional, it makes me so proud to see the community come together for such an important cause. Way to combine my two favorite things, medicine and video games. $50 from Gilly249. I look forward to GDQ every time, and was most excited to hear about this Twilight Princess run. Good luck with the rest of the run, Fino.
Thank you.
All right, so it is possible to actually do a clip in this area with the Kargarok and then fly straight to the loading zone, which saves a few seconds because the map is normally like a zigzag that we have to go through, but it's really precise, so it's not done in RTA.
Yeah, the risk reward on that clip is very, very high. Only saves a couple seconds, and the chance that you're going to bonk on the wall and fall down is really high, so I just don't want to do it.
Hey, Chad is just asking the couch to reintroduce themselves. If you could go ahead and give a roll call again, that'd be great.
All right, I'm Gymnast86.
And I'm Hornlets.
And I think
Just letting you know you guys are doing a great job, and everyone says so.
so that midna jump right there, Midna actually did talk to me before the midna jump, but for some reason, just that one, I can't do the midna jump on it, where I jump to her before she actually gets to the thing. I don't know why, there's just not a frame there where you can jump. Just that one is fixed. The rest of them work fine.
Yeah, there's usually some weird exception to Twilight
Everything.
Princess mechanics.
Yeah.
In some way, shape, or form.
Right. These guys like to troll me a lot. Put that one okay. A lot of times they'll get real close to the barrier wall, and even if I target them in like a parallel to where they are, sometimes you'll just hit the wall for no reason and then have to redo the fight. So we're gonna go back to Death Mountain, which I got the warp for earlier. This is actually my first trip to Death Mountain, so the meteor is going to fall, which is normally supposed to happen right before you enter Quad Mines. However, I've already set the flag to make the meteor warpable. That actually happened in the tunnel with the Cargarok when I was flying. So what's going to happen here is the meteor is going to fall, and then I'm going to just walk right up and warp it away. And it's kind of interesting from a dialogue perspective, because Minda right here says, "Whoa, that was close," and then you walk up to it and she's like, "Well, this thing's been here a while," even though it just dropped. So that's going to thaw the domain, which I need to get the vessel. I'm going to do another Minna-tech skip here, and then walk into this cutscene. This cutscene's actually going to put me back in that Minna trigger, so when it finishes, I'm going to jump out of it one more time.
Yeah, so there is actually a way to skip this cutscene also, but you only do it once, and because you come through this area twice, there's no reason to try since you wouldn't be able to do it the second time.
There we go.
Now we get to ride the water slide all the way down to the Leneru vessel.
We have $51 from I Love Sea Man, one of my favorite runners tonight. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
We have $25 from DJ Still Nappin'. I remember playing this game the day I got the brand new Wii. It took me forever. Great to see it destroyed in one sitting. Good luck, Fino.
Thank you. Okay, here's the vessel. This is the last Twilight, thankfully. In this Twilight, there's actually one bug that just straight up got moved, and I'll be showing him in a minute. And it's actually good that he got moved because he's quicker to get now.
Yeah, so the Leneru bugs by far are the most dispersed. The one that's really out of the way is one in the castle town.
Yeah, unfortunately that one was not removed, likely because they needed a sort of scripted way to make you get the Castle Town warp, which I need to get it anyway for the speedrun, so not a big deal, but yeah, I would have liked to see that one get chucked. Okay, this one is kind of annoying sometimes. Okay, they both behave. Sometimes that one in the back just ignores you when you run by him.
Yeah, each of the Shadow Beasts sort of have like a region of their own that they can sort of like be notified that you're near them in.
That's strange. So this is the bug that got moved. Oops, I didn't have to do that. Okay, I guess we'll warp this way.
$15 from Marissa38. Thanks to all the runners for supporting a great cause. Excited for this Twilight Princess run.
Oh,
He's never dodged me before.
he's adapting.
That was very surprising. I'd never seen him dodge me there.
Yeah, using that bug, it's possible to skip the cutscene with Rutella that we watched earlier, but doing so kills the bug, and then you can't skip the cutscene the second time. And that was actually only discovered like a few days ago by a runner named Habrino, who did it accidentally. So this bug is really avoiding.
Usually he's really nice to me, actually. That's kind of surprising as well. Yeah, yes.
In the SD version, there were actually 2 bugs right by those lily pads, and
Yeah.
those are really annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the SD version, if you ever see like a +30 linear Twilight split, it's because of those bugs.
And if anyone's wondering what we're referring to when we say SD, it means the original version of Twilight Princess, which was produced in standard definition, unlike this one, which is in high definition.
Just a little way for us to distinguish within the community which one we're talking about. Although I still call this one TP all the time, and people are like, what? Because this is the superior TP.
We have time for more donations now.
Yep, long run to Castletown.
$50 from Knockbox saying, too many great runs. When am I supposed to sleep? Also, let's make sure we kill the animals. $200 from Matty Bow. Always enjoy the Zelda runs. Be sure to go for those swag points.
Absolutely.
$25 from Silver Moon 9000. Big Zelda fan. Loved playing through Twilight Princess HD. Glad to see it at GDQ. Good luck.
Thank you.
We have no comment, but $50 from a raccoon from Twitch chat. We have $50 from Anonymous. I recently discovered GDQ and was excited to find out SGDQ was starting at the beginning of July. Thanks for the entertainment and what you all do. We have a $500 donation from Sithara. Long time. Long time watcher, but first time live. Love it so far. I had to donate during a Zelda game since it's one of my favorite game series ever. Money goes to Fino's Choice and hit. Hi, SGDQ from the state right below you, Iowa. Twilight Princess was the first game I have ever played, and I am beyond glad to see it now. Good luck to Fino, the most polite speedrunner ever, saying a thank you after every good luck.
Thank you.
$10 from Anonymous, that was.
So this is the Shadow Beast fight that's kind of scripted in here due to being forced to get the Castletown bug. I believe the portal here actually doesn't even exist in any other state of the overworld except this one.
Yep, that's correct. Just in State D.
A true warrior.
So I'm going to do some interesting movement in Castletown here. Jim, if you want to explain.
Oh yeah, so the default movement in Castletown is actually really slow. Even if you do a dash, your speed gets hindered very quickly down to around 25. So instead you just do consecutive dash cancels to preserve your speed a little bit better, because the initial dash is still very fast, but then it just tapers off really quickly.
Try to get this side up here. Oops. That didn't work. Good. So I try to hit the, I try to break the box on the far right side there because the bug will pop out away from me, and I need him to get on the ground. Until he gets on the ground, he's actually invincible, and I can't kill him.
Nice vibrato.
Yeah, so when I do Howling songs, you just kind of have to be pretty close to it, and then you can just goof off at the end and it'll work.
Yeah, generally the game will accept the song if at least 2/3 of it is correct. Now we're actually gonna... You don't skip that first one? Or is that the second one?
Oh, no, it's only advantageous to skip the first one in the original version because of how the second one lines up. In this version, there is no second one because it was removed, so I just kill him immediately.
While we're on this flight, we have $50 from Jobo Fett. Always a blast watching GDQs. Thanks to all the runners for showing us how games can be optimized and or broken. $25 from NMaster64. Hola, mi amigos. Tell Fino his fellow Onion Bros are rooting for him. except for Kita, who's busy playing Sonic High School. Again.
Thank you, Master.
Alright, yeah, so the routing for this Twilight, we do that card draw flag there because it spawns us back here when we fail it, and there's a bug right there.
And so that was the second to last bug. And yeah, like Jim said, I drop off the air. I intentionally run into the wall so it'll drop me right there. It's also good because that's the closest bug to this final bug, so it just works out really well routing-wise.
So there's some interesting strats you can do for this boss bug. So he's going to circle around Fino a few times. And when he finally charges at Fino, there's actually a way you can sort of stop the bug from sort of going away if you attack it at a specific time, and then attack it again to get on really fast.
It's a little bit finicky though, because if the boss bug is too close to the platform you're standing on when you do the second jump attack to start attacking again, you'll kind of just, yeah, you'll grab on and then instantly fall back off, so you have to be careful of that.
And then I need to charge his legs here. As long as I grab one leg, it's fine. So what I'm going to try to do is charge the leg and then run into some collision in the back, and it's going to start the sequence of killing him and then immediately cancel it, which saves a little bit of time. So that was a perfect bug fight. Camera? Oh. And that's it for the Twilights. Now comes the hardest part of the run.
Yeah, this is the gauntlet.
And we call this the gauntlet, or the death segment, just because it has basically the 3 hardest tricks in the run all back to back.
$50 from Avocado Asylum, simply saying, good luck, have fun.
Thank you.
$50 from Captain Smushy Face 78. Thank you to the runners for all your hard work. Keep it up, and good luck to Fino.
Thank you. So this is the cannon I needed to take when I was talking earlier about how I needed 10 rupees. I have exactly 10, which is good. If I was short, because it is a little RNG dependent on how much I get, there's actually 20 on Fear's Roof here that I can grab with the Guild Boomerang. Wastes a little bit of time, but a good backup if I need it.
The unfortunately unused side roll was on display there.
Yes.
Alright, so thankfully now we have opponent tamed again, so we don't have to roll all the way across all these provinces.
$50 from Sam B222. Had to donate during the Twilight Princess run. This is truly an amazing event, and it warms my heart to see how much good you're all putting into the world. The money goes to Kingdom Hearts 2 Level 1 Sephiroth battle because Sephiroth is truly the best waifu. $50 from Joel B. Props to all the staff and runners for putting this event together. Lots of great runs so far, and so many yet to come.
Okay, so I'm all set up to actually do the escort and get those armor. However, I don't have a bow, because I skipped Gorn Mines. So I need a way to beat King Bublin. Thankfully, the game is programmed to take bomb arrows as hits for King Bublin, which includes bombs. So what I'm going to do right now is try to do a glitch to get to the bombs from the game. Normally, I'm not supposed to be able to get back to Zora's domain. But by doing a very, very precise clip in this area... Oh, here's Postman, by the way.
Sounds tired.
That was the mandatory one I mentioned earlier. But I'm going to try to do a precise clip to get to a loading zone here that's actually blocked by a giant rock.
Yeah, so this clip he's about to do is actually one of the most recently discovered clips for the game. It's actually a technique that works in multiple areas using a Kona. So basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be clipping on the little lip of this ledge right here, just as it sort of combines into the ground below it. And so now Fino's going to be getting into a very precise position where this works, using some visual cues using the GUI on the right side of the screen. And so this clip does technically have multiple positions and angles, but They're all like very different. They're not like all lined up next to each other or anything. So you have to kind of wait for the camera to settle after turning with Epona sometimes. Just make this setup a little long. Now we back up Epona until we hit a certain position.
First
All
arrow.
right, very nice.
Got it. So yeah, things get a little crazy now. So Epona's designed to snap to collision. So as long as I ride her out of bounds over some collision, I will keep that height until I hit more collision. And I'm actually going to abuse that fact. Right now I'm going to get over an out of bounds area with collision and use it to raise my height. Right now I'm not high enough to actually hit the loading zone. So I'm going to come over here.
Yeah, so thankfully this out of bounds area right here has collision. You can ride up with Epona.
Snap in, please. She did not.
There we go.
Oh yeah, these trees are fake, by the way. So I'm going to ride out right there, and it's going to put me just high enough to reach this loading zone with a backflip. There's actually no collision right there if you're wondering why I didn't fall down. That's actually past the loading zone to exit the area, and so they stopped putting collision. I actually do have to be a little careful here, because if I go too far to the left and hit the loading zone while still out of bounds, the game will actually panic and crash. So I'm going to try to aim in between the rock and the loading zone.
Yeah, so normally there are rocks here that block your way because you're supposed to have bombs to deal with them.
Okay, that's fine. I hit a little bit of collision there. I'm trying to be careful. There we go.
There we go. Nice. Yeah, so that's the first of 3 really hard tricks in this segment.
Mega land dive.
Yeah, if you do a dive and you hit land, you don't take any damage and you get a roll out of it, which is nice.
So this is the area of interest here. I want to play Aiza's minigame, which she gives you a bomb bag for. Unfortunately, to start the minigame, you need the bomb arrows to blow up some rocks. However, she straight up gives you the bomb bag to combine with your arrows, so I'm going to be using an interesting technique to blow up the rocks with that. First time we're going to do the Shadow Beast fight.
So we have time for 1 or 2 donations.
$50 from Daniel Wood. I was trying to find a run to donate for, and I was forced to give this great Zelda run. $50 from Anonymous. Hey, SGDQ, third time donating to a GDQ, and the perfect time for this donation during the Zelda game with the most amazing soundtrack. Good luck to Fino and all the runners this week.
Thank you.
$25 from Constable Lemon. Shoutouts to my man, Nightwing. Sorry you have to watch Ganon get messed up in both Smash and Twilight Princess. Donation goes to Bustin as the favorite thing in Earthbound.
Okay, here's the trick.
Yeah, so right now, Fino's going to be he's going to be targeting some very precise positions with the Gale Boomerang. And what this essentially does is this is going to create a path for the Gale Boomerang to go along that Fino will actually then throw a bomb into to blow up the rocks over there. So the Boomerang sort of acts as a carrier. Throw the bomb, Gale Boomerang catches it and brings it all the way over to blow up the rocks.
Yeah, unfortunately it's very finicky, so if I'm even just very slightly off on one of them, the bomb will explode on the wall without actually breaking the rocks, which has just happened there.
Yeah, thankfully you can move around while targeting the Boomerang, and your locked target positions don't get undone.
Try again.
It's okay, we have 30 bombs.
And actually, if we run out of bombs, Aiza will give us more, so we have infinite bombs. There's one.
Yes, that's one.
Yep, I actually have to do it twice, yeah.
Yeah, there are 2 layers of rocks here.
How dare they?
Oh, come on. There it is.
There we go. So there is a point later in the run where you have to get rid of all of our bombs anyway, so wasting bombs doesn't really affect anything here, except time.
And if you notice, I actually have bomb arrows on my ZR, or R button rather. Have to check the controller. They're actually not permanent bomb arrows. They're only available during this mini game. So once I complete the mini game to get the bomb bag, I will lose them, which is okay. They're not really used anywhere else.
$25 from Anonymous saying, so glitch, many speed, much wow.
Such fast.
Firing the bomb arrows that I don't really have. And now we can go down the river. She's going to drop a bunch of rupees. I really am only interested in getting 10, but anything extra is just more towards the 300 to fix the cannon later. Also, yeah, the boat controls are kind of crazy. So if I like go off into a random tangent, it's because the boat decided that it needed to go that way.
We have our previous runner of VVVVVV, Fiery Blizzard, donating $120. Hey guys, here is my money for the deaths on my run, plus Pheno's 20 goats time. It was great to run in another GDQ, and good luck with the rest of the run, Pheno.
Thank you.
$50 from the guy from Florence. Always feels good to watch a Zelda game get sped run. Good luck and save the frames.
Thank you. So that's it for the mini game. Just got to ride down the waterfall here, and we will get the bomb bag. So that was trick 2 of 3. We have the third one coming up. So I mentioned earlier that I can use the bombs to beat King Belden. Unfortunately, because I don't have a bow to combine them with, I need to time the explosions of the bombs to explode exactly over King Belden's face right when I'm passing him. So there's really, really strict timing here. Very easy to screw up. So see how that goes. I'm actually going to save warp here to put me back in front of the spring. It's actually faster than walking back because Ninja's so slow in this area themselves.
I mean, you could super swim.
That is true. That is true. They actually ported Wind Waker HD's swimming into this game, and so super swimming does exist in this game. Unfortunately, it's not really useful.
Yeah, to do super swimming in this game, you need to alternate the analog stick back and forth 30 times a second, which just isn't really humanly possible. Unless someone wants to prove me wrong.
$50 from Anonymous. Always love the soundtrack to Twilight Princess. Great to see this run.
You can't beat me.
Okay, Fence kind of ate my side hop there.
Oh yeah, so now we're going to go do the escort sequence for the Zora armor. And then after that, we're going to be going to finally get the iron boots, which we should have gotten a while ago. But decided to do things out of order because it's the fast way to do it.
While you're rocking and rolling, we have $100 from Strawberry Speedruns. Hi, Pheno, longtime fan here. Here's hoping that all of this game's equestrian and non-equestrian tricks are kind to you throughout the runs. Twilight Princess HD is my favorite Zelda speed game, even if Epona handles like a drunken rhinoceros that likes to watch too much Initial D. Best of luck on your run, and remember, gyroscope aiming is the best aiming.
That's true.
Also, let's get some more money towards that Shattered Man glitch. The animals can figure out life or death without our help.
Thank you, Strawberry. He's a TPHD runner as well. We're going to do something here called a Pona Slide, which looks really cool and saves time too. It's the best combination. Whee! I need to equip the bombs. There we go.
Yeah, this is like the only area in the game where Human Link is actually faster than Wolf Link when it comes to movement.
Okay, will we avoid the signs? No. Actually, that was an NPC, but yeah, there's tons of stuff you can talk to here, so I try my best to roll through it without talking to anything. Oh my gosh, really? Really?
Gotta make sure it's Telma's bar.
I was past it too, that's, okay, whatever. Okay, so this is what I would consider the last really hard part of the run. There are some more tricks, obviously, but this is definitely the last hard trick.
Yeah, so defeating King Goblin with bombs is something that's been done in the original game's no save and quit category for a pretty long time.
And I'm chucking my bombs out because I need to empty the bag after the escort. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, so right now, Fino's going to concentrate. There's a visual cue on the side of the screen that he uses to know the timing for when to pull the bomb. And then so for these first 2 cycles, King Goblin's just going to kind of come straight at him. All right, that's 1 shot.
3 bombs is perfect. Wow, he hit me off. Unfortunately, if he hits me off, his health resets, so we'll have to redo this again.
Yeah, so the first 2 cycles, King Goblin just kind of runs straight at you. On the 3rd cycle, he swerves from side to side, which makes the 3rd cycle particularly difficult.
Use these arrows. Okay, this is the hard one.
Oh.
Unfortunately, he either goes left or right there, and I got the bad one, which makes it a little harder to hit.
Yeah, this fight has ended many players' runs in this game and in the original version in the no save and quit category. It's very hard to learn, and even at higher levels, it's still very hard to execute.
Really. There we go.
All right. But now he threw its keys back to us.
So this next section's a little bit of an auto-scroller. I have to wait on the wagon to kind of catch up to me. So what I'm going to do is actually run ahead of it and pull up some rocks just to get some free money, as well as get rid of my bombs.
How do we feel about some donations?
Yeah, go for it.
$25 from Acoustic Curves. Had to donate during the Zelda run. I have to say that stained glass quilt looks amazing. Good luck, Fino.
Thank you.
$50 from Mike Free. I love me some Legend of Zelda, but this is pretty much the only console game I have yet to play. It looks great. $50 from Azioria. I absolutely love Twilight Princess. Can't wait to see this beautiful game be broken.
Oh. Okay.
Wagon's doing interesting things.
$50 from Anonymous. Love the GDQs. Nice to donate this time around. $25 from Flamin' Sarge. Glad I didn't miss this Twilight Princess HD run. Though I didn't expect the flying horses. Good luck.
Thank you.
$25 from Cordy Stop 30. Really would have expected the out of bounds in this game to be cleaned up in the HD version. Apparently not.
Okay.
Yeah, so killing that Cargo Rock is mandatory. Otherwise, the Cargo Rock's going to set the wagon off on a different path.
It would actually be okay if the Cargo Rock set it off on a different path. The real issue is before I kill him, there's actually a minute trigger I can't get past. So I have to kill him, and then that removes the trigger. And then once that's gone, I can actually skip the last trigger that makes me wait on the wagon, so I'm just going to go ahead and ditch the wagon. Usually it catches on fire, but I guess I got lucky this time.
As using another LJA, we can jump straight to the loading zone.
And there we go.
A true warrior.
So right there, by rolling to the left, it just kind of resets Link's position to actually closer to the graveyard loading zone, so it just saves a little bit of time.
Yep. Basically, if you get too far away from this, you tell her during this little follow quest, she'll say, "No, wait, come here," and then warp you to her. So I used it right there at the very beginning, and then I'm going to actually use it again right here to skip the tunnel. So I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then I back out. And that should be close enough to trigger her to just push me through the tunnel, which is faster than continuing the crawl through.
And now we get the Zora armor.
Not doing too bad. So I need to get in the water here, so there's a single frame here where I can actually side hop. I can't get out of in this text here. It's like encapsulates the area. But again, at least get towards my destination a little bit quicker. And we'll go ahead and equip the Zora armor, why not? I have 2 bonds left, I have to get rid of them just sometime before I get into Lake Bed, which we're going to right after the Iron Boots.
So now we have another pretty long travel sequence back to Orden Village, which is where the Iron Boots are located.
Well, we have $50 from the Goron saying, "Stick to horseback, rolling is our thing." We have $150 from Veterinary Gamer. Hey all, Veterinarian here. I always do my best to catch the Zelda runs. Best of luck to all the runners in all of our events. And what kind of vet would I be if I didn't put my money towards saving the animals? $50 from Yashdelf. Hello from the Pacific Northwest. Really enjoying the Zelda Twilight Princess run. Fino, the couch, and the announcer, y'all are killing it. Put half to runner's choice and half to announcer's choice. Good luck to Fino and the rest of the runners this week.
Thank you.
And thank you.
So right here, it's going to become midnight temporarily.
And now it's day. That's actually the little effect that happens whenever you approach the Twilight Wall. For whatever reason in this route, I don't think anybody's ever figured it out. It never goes away after you clear the Twilight. So, yeah, it just temporarily becomes midnight there for a minute.
We have another $50 from Azioria saying, "Oh, and I almost forgot. Good luck, Fino."
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so just like Wolf Link having different speeds, depending on the size of the area, opponent also has different speeds. So in these smaller areas, her speed is reduced by about 20 units.
We have $10 from Deliverance. I can't donate as much as I usually do, as I am going back to school, but every little bit counts. It is a lot of hard work to make events like this happen, and you guys always make them run so smoothly. Thank you for all of your work, and another big thank you to your loved ones for supporting you all while making this event incredible. $150 from the Mazrem. I love what you guys do, and Zelda's always been my favorite series. Keep it up, and good luck on Twilight Princess.
Thank you. I actually can't dash on Ordon, so I just kind of throw the boomerang, slowly walking around. And here Bo is going to wrestle us for the Iron Boots. The sequence is always interesting to me because I'm so used to the original version of the game, even after a year of playing this one. You never, ever wrestle him with the Zora armor on, so it just looks a little strange to me.
Nice day for a drive.
Also, look at Bo's mustache. They kind of look like tusks.
Is that actually a mustache?
I think so.
So wrestling with Bo is essentially just a game of rock, paper, scissors. There are 3 moves. Each move beats one but loses to another, except for the first round in which Bo has a move in which he does nothing, in which no matter what you do, you pretty much win.
Good. Yeah, so basically I know which move he's going to more likely do just because I've worked out the chances. So what I'm doing, the strategy here is basically the equivalent of just throwing rock over and over again until I win.
Yeah, how fast you push Bo also depends on how fast you're mashing,
Yep.
so you want to mash as fast as you can.
Thankfully, the ZR button is used here as well, so it's very easy to get a very quick push.
Yeah, and that was very good RNG.
Yeah, that was really good RNG.
There have been
Basically sidesteps the worst thing he can do, and he didn't even do it once.
There have been some runs that I've seen where, like, you'll lose like a minute or a minute and a half to Bo, like just using moves that beat the grab or the slap.
Right door. Anytime I'm in a double door situation like that, where I can pick left or right, I'll always go with right just because the animation to open is just very slightly faster.
$50 from AxeLamp66, simply saying, good luck, have fun.
Thank you.
$50 from Findelmeister. Really enjoying one of the highlights of my summer at SGDQ. Really impressed with all the runs and looking forward to seeing what's in store.
So now we're going to go do Lake Bed. A little bit of a trek back that way. But we get to do a pretty interesting glitch to get back into Lake Hylia. And actually along the way that we're going to ride by some choo-choos. And there's a very, very small chance that a rare choo-choo will come. I wouldn't get too excited though because it's only ever happened twice in a run, and one of them was yesterday, my practice run. But if it does drop, I'll get off the horse and catch it in a bottle, and I'll be able to use it using something called Soup Glitch throughout the run to save around 40 seconds.
Yeah, the Road Shrew Jelly restores hearts and it doubles Link's attack power for a certain period of time. It's very useful for some fights.
$10 from Kyoko. Zelda runs got me into speedrunning. Always love seeing it run. Best of luck, Vino.
Thank you.
And it also, kill the saves, frame the animals.
Okay.
$5 from Evolution Turner Daisy. Twilight Princess and Breath of the Wild are my 2 most favorite Zelda games. I've beaten Twilight Princess 5 times, and yet I never get tired of watching it be played. Great job to the runner.
Thank you.
$50 from Arc Wolfman. Twilight Princess is my favorite Legend of Zelda. Always glad to see it being run at a GDQ.
So unfortunately, that choo-choo I just ran over was the one. If it had been, fortunately, it was not. But that's okay.
Yeah, the Road Shrew Jelly saves around 20 or 25 seconds, so it's not that big of a deal if you don't get it.
And if you like the opponent slide I did earlier, we're going to do another one right here.
Yeah, so supposedly there's a wall in here that stops you from going through it, but sometimes it's just not there.
Yeah, this wall over here is it's a good wall. Oh, well, sometimes it's a good wall. There we go.
So yeah, right after doing that clip, we're going to go straight into another clip once we swim over to the entrance of Lake Bed. Normally to get to Lake Bed, you need water bombs to blow up a rock that normally blocks the entrance. But there's actually a conveniently placed pillar near the entrance that we can just kind of swim through to get out of bounds and into the tunnel.
$25 from Cyru X. hey GDQ, I'd make a witty comment, but I didn't want to try and force it. Here's a red rupee and a blue rupee for enduring that bad pun.
So I'm going to try to get behind the pillar, and it's a little bit finicky with the camera, but hopefully, yeah. So I was a little bit off there. Unfortunately, the camera I get swimming down is like the best camera to do the clip, so hopefully it doesn't take me too many tries for it. That looks
Actually, we
good.
can-
There it is. Okay.
yeah.
Historically, that trick is either 1 try or 10 tries, so glad to see it was second try. So here's Lake Bed. We're going to be skipping the majority of it. This is the only dungeon in the game with the boss key skip. Yeah, enjoy.
Yeah, Lake Bed is essentially just like a long jump attack playground. Lots of long jump attacks.
So here's why I threw out all my bombs so that I could open this chest and get some water bombs. For those who don't know, normal bombs can't be used underwater. Water bombs have to be used. In the original version, it's actually possible to backflip against that gate and clip through it, but I don't think it works in this version. I've never been able to get it.
Yeah, it's really precise even in the original version, so runners don't normally go for it. Here, normally you're supposed to have bomb arrows to knock down the rocks and create a path up for you. But we can jump really far, so it's not an issue.
We're going to slide on this rock. There we go. I just went a little too far up. Let's see. Straight back. There we go. Here's the duel. No duel. So I need to get down to a certain part here. So I'm going to do an LJA. It's a little difficult. To be careful. There we go.
Yeah, so during that double LJA, after the first one, Link will actually just snap to whatever angle the object he's targeting is facing.
Some more LJAs.
Sound the alarm!
So I need to get over the railing here, but before I do that, I'm actually going to get this small key. You actually don't get this small key in the original version speedrun, but we're going to see an HD exclusive. Oops. Okay. Well, if I screw that up, I actually have to kill the GGs because they'll mess with me. But we're going to be seeing an HD exclusive a little bit later in the run. That saves around a minute, and I need that key to do it. That rock. I have to actually be pretty careful with my bombs here. The route for the bombs is airtight. I do have backups if I waste one, but it's slower to do so. So I will try my best to make every bomb count. Let's go ahead and equip the slingshot. Use that. And look. Hey, what's up here? It's a frog. It's not happy. So I need to kill his babies to make him jump in the air. For some reason, when he jumps, if you go into see up and then come back out, he falls immediately. Very strange. So I'm going to drop the bomb there and shoot it with the slingshot so I don't have to wait on the timer. Damage is fine. And if I throw a bomb in his mouth right now, I can actually make him go straight down again with the tongue. And we use the same strategy here, just blow that up. There we go. One of my favorite Zelda weapons, the cross shot. Oops. So I tried to go for a frame perfect trick there and I messed it up. Basically you can drop during that cutscene with the gate opening, but I went 1 frame too early.
$50 from Be the Tree. Save Zelda, save Hyrule, save the animals.
Alright, so now we're pretty much done with Lake Bed. There's one more small thing we need to go do before we do the boss key skip, though.
Yep. It's really fortunate that this dungeon has the only boss key skip, because the boss key is actually very deep in the dungeon. So it saves quite a bit of time. If you're wondering why this is the only one with the boss key skip, is because you actually don't open the door to get to the boss on this one. You open a door and then drop down into the boss. So the loading zone for the boss is always there. I just need to get out of bounds to get to it. So the boss key skip is done in this room, but I'm actually going to go to another room first to set up a glitch way later in the run. Conveniently, these lines are here. I can use them to get way up top.
So in the room after this hallway, there's actually a gate that normally blocks you from being able to like progress out of sequence in the dungeon. And the important thing here is that we just load that gate, because there's a gate of the exact same type later in the run that we're going to encounter. But if we load this gate first, for some reason the gate later in the run will be unloaded, and that next gate being unloaded is actually what allows us to save a minute. So we just go in and out of the room, load the gate, and then go back to do boss key skip.
Okay. This boss key skip is actually pretty difficult, so hopefully we get it first try.
So you can just kind of fall through this railing. Line up using the back of the sword, do some backflips, and fall in past the boss. Yeah, so unfortunately we have to just kind of float all the way down to activate the boss fight.
While we're floating, $15 from Vicarious Vice. Those are some words of encouragement for Wolflink. Don't worry, he'll understand.
Okay, Morpheal, not as much of a pain as the SD version, but still kind of a pain. In the SD version, you actually fight this boss without the Zora armor. It's really, really crazy. Definitely recommend looking up on YouTube later or something. But it's much slower to do it without the Zora armor. So I technically could, but I don't want to. So we'll be doing it with the Zora armor. This boss is actually kind of harmless. Really all it can do is suck you up and eat you. And it's really easy to dodge the little sucking technique. So what I'm going to try to do is grab her eye and then do a little technique to re-grab her constantly without being thrown off too far.
Yeah.
Fortunately, she's being a pain. Morpheal, the way Morpheal swims is totally random, so if she just decides to swim away and straight up, she'll do that.
Yeah, so the regrab here is actually dependent on whether or not Morpha swims straight forward or down. If she swims up, it's not going to work. But basically, you force on equip the Iron Boots and then try to shoot the claw shot again to regrab the eye. Unfortunately, Morpha was too high, though.
Yeah.
Or Morpheal. Excuse me.
Okay, try again.
All right,
Hey,
nice.
there we go. I got one of them. There we go.
Yeah, so ideally you'll get 2 regrabs right after each other, and the boss fight will last like 30 seconds. Still really good, though.
You're good on donations.
In honor of that great boss fight, we have $50 from Jack72. My roommate said I wouldn't donate. He just got wrecked. Put this towards level 1 Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts 2. $30 from 9S. Zelda was such a big part of my gaming education, I had to throw a donation in during this run. Best of luck to Fino.
Thank you.
$100 from Aster216. Twilight Princess is one of my favorite games. Great to see it ripped apart so thoroughly. $10 from Ooh-wee. Multiple time watching, second time donating. I immediately started watching when I got wind that Twilight Princess is on. I even got my sister to start watching. Good luck to you, Fino.
Thank you.
Yeah, so this is the 3rd piece of the Fused Shadow. We skipped the second one because we completely skipped having to go through Goron Mines. But the game will think that we have the entire fused shadow, even if we only have the last piece.
And again, just getting the heart piece just for local safety there. Or heart container, rather. So this is usually around the halfway point. For some reason, in the original version, you actually mash B to say no on those save screens, but you can't do that. So I have to mash the control stick to actually go over the no.
So now it's time for the best theme in the game, Midla's Lament.
We actually have a donation just about that. $150 from Kyle233. Keep it up. I look forward to Midna's Lament.
OMG Dis Music, Bible Thump.
$50 from Newer. Awesome marathon so far. Keep up the good work and save those animals. $50 from Princess Triforce. Glad to see my all-time favorite game being run for such a great cause. Save the monkeys, and Hyrule, I guess, and kill the animals. $25 from Thomas Baxter. I remember really disliking the escort quest, wishing the runner the best of luck in breaking that section in the entire game, all in the interest of speed.
Again, just doing dash canceling here for movement.
$50 from Anonymous. Zelda. Well, now I have to donate again. Thanks for keeping me sane during long hours at work. My frustrations at work demand killing the animals.
I'd just like to give a shout out to any of the European TP runners watching right now. I know it's very late over there.
So this is like just a major story part of the game, but we don't really care about the story because we like to go fast.
We have $150 from Night Owl 9000. The Legend of Zelda series is one of my favorite series. Good luck on your run. Thank you.
Oh boy, ropes.
There's actually a faster strategy through this room. You can actually, right at the very start, do a jump off the ledge on the right-hand side and grab onto the rope, but if you're not like frame perfect, then it's actually slower because you have to wait for the Goron cycle, because he's walking around down below, and if you're holding onto the rope, he'll see you and throw you out. So yeah, it's a lot safer to just go around the left.
So this is our introduction to pose. We will be collecting a few more mandatory ones later in the run.
That's just a little goof off that does nothing.
So we
kinda
go down
stuck
more
on the
water
slide.
slides and look out of bounds. Fortunately, you can't dash as Wolf with a stick in your mouth.
I need to bring this web up here. I'm actually going to stop and kill the keys. For some reason, if the keys are still alive, when you try to climb this ledge up here, I'll see if I can skip one. Wolflink tries to look at the keys and just will refuse to climb the ledge. So, okay, there we go. So I usually will kill at least two of them climb. There we go. If I climb at the very far right side there, it skips the climbing animation, just because where you're climbing up already has like collision in the way. So it just kind of bumps you up. Saves a tiny bit of time. This is probably the hardest part of this Desperate Hour, is climbing the tower here, because the ropes are really bad and the enemy AI is very good. So I dodge his arrow, knock him into the water. The Bubblins actually hate the water and will die immediately as soon as hitting him. I'm going to use a little bit of a speed strat on some of these to jump off the ropes early. The ropes are very, very finicky. Sometimes you'll walk right up to them and you just will miss. So hopefully that doesn't happen. We're good so far.
Yeah, sometimes, like, if you jump attack the Bulblin's too early, you'll end up bonking on the floor, and then you'll fall all the way down and be sad.
I can actually jump off on that last one, but I didn't want to push my luck. I actually do a jump attack right there. It'll get a slow walk into the loading zone, and the reason is so my dashes line up so I can hit him right there, because he'll shoot me, and then right after I hit him, I can dash again. The reason why I care so much about speed in this area is because there's a wind cycle I'm trying to make before the bridge falls. And actually, I don't think I'm going to make it now because I just grabbed that box. We'll see. It's going to be tight. I don't think I'm probably going to fall. Oh my god, wow, I made it.
Nice.
That was amazing.
Yeah, filling that wind cycle would lose like 20 seconds.
And sometimes there's actually like a respawn point like just a little bit of the ways back, and that would lose you 20 seconds. But sometimes that spawn point just doesn't like to activate, so you spawn all the way back at the beginning of that room, and it wastes like 40 to a minute or something.
Yeah, it's really bad. So actually pause on pause there because the area text prevents me from bringing up the map. So just pause on pause real quick to get the area text away so I can bring up the map and warp. And now we are finally going to get the Master Sword.
$50 from Sneaky Triangle. I am glad to get to watch such a great game get broken, but I just tuned in, so can you reset? Save the frames, kill the animals.
Sure, why not? We're only 2 hours in. Once again, we have to save the monkey. Gets into all kinds of trouble. Oh, I almost got it. You can actually push her out of the cutscene. Ow. Oops. Talk to her again. Do another, the last first frame ninja jump. This section's actually a little terrifying because the logs will hit you off, and then you have to do all this again. That combined with the fact that there's ropes makes it a little scary. So we'll see here. I have fallen and lost a run here before, so be careful. Okay.
So those logs they're a bit bigger than you think they usually are. So now we're going to play Zelda's Lullaby and make our way through the Lost Woods to the Sacred Grove.
$10.
That's how Zelda's Lullaby goes, right?
Something like that. $10 from a Caramel Calamity. First time donating. Of course it has to be during the best block of the marathon. It's Zelda. Zelda's the best block of the marathon.
So basically we just have to go through and follow Skull Kid to wherever he decides to go. His positions are always the same, so it's not like he spawns in different places.
The puppet's gonna get me. The puppet's AI in this is different than the original version. And sometimes they do some really crazy stuff, like just float off into walls and stuff. It'd be silly if we see it, but I can't guarantee it. Especially when I fight the Skull Kid, sometimes you'll just see them kind of float out of bounds during a cutscene, so yeah.
So we have time for more donations.
Oh yeah, yeah.
$50 from Anonymous. Love this game and loving the speedrun. Keep up the entertaining run. $500 from Halo Dude 22. Always love the Zelda games, but Twilight Princess is by far my favorite, so I gotta get this in while I'm still up. Good luck and make sure to save those animals. $25 from Tribor. Looking forward to when they release a Bubsy Zelda crossover. What could possibly go wrong?
Oh Lord.
$150 from Chris 8. Greetings from Germany. Woke up early to get some of that Twilight action.
So real quick, right when Fino hit that the skull kid that last time, if you do a B attack there, it actually, most of the time, puts you all the way back down onto the ground, which just saves a few seconds. Normally just doing like an A attack or having a bad angle would just leave you on the top there.
So for this fight with Skull Kid and the puppets, for each phase you want to kill one puppet as soon as possible, but then you want to hold off on killing any of the other ones. Because killing one puppet will start the timer for Skull Kid to then go into another whistling animation, which is when he becomes vulnerable again.
Yeah, and I want to kill just one, or God, that was like Flash. I usually want to kill like one because each puppet I hit will cause lag frames, and each lag frame will prevent the timer from ticking down for him to blow again. So, I mean, really insignificant. Oh yeah, look at the puppets back here. Like, what are they doing? They're just like hugging the wall.
They just want to be loved.
Yeah.
$50 from Kaera Neko. A Zelda limerick for you all. There once was a hero of time. His skills with the sword were sublime. With his courage reborn, a wolf's now his form, though his clothes are still green as a lime. I wish all runners the best of luck.
Thank you. So this puzzle is, I mean, there's multiple solutions for it, but two of them are notably the fastest. So it's always the same every time. Nothing really too interesting to do here. There is one single frame where I can turn on the senses. So I guess that's interesting. Every time I get it is a frame perfect trick.
$30 from DBreezy Med 201. Glad to hear such enthusiasm for such a great game. I'm glad to give another 30 after a quick yeah from the crowd. Oh, and save the animals.
And there's the Master Sword. This is the second longest unskippable cutscene. So more donations.
And I have plenty. We have $150 from James L. Been watching GDQs from the very beginning and just now making my first donation. Thanks for the hours of entertainment and good luck to the runners.
Thank you.
$25 from Arden. So glad I can enjoy this with my significant other while we are apart. We both love Twilight Princess, and good luck, Fino. Good job on the run so far.
Thank you. It's going really well.
$50 from Grandmaster BT. Hey SGDQ, longtime viewer, and this is my first time donating. Twilight Princess is one of my favorite Zelda games, so I had to donate during the run. Good luck.
Thank you.
$10 from YM Blue. Thank you for another great GDQ and another great Twilight Princess run. Fino helped me discover the speedrunning community, so I had to donate for the best Zelda run.
Awesome.
$25 from Raisuke06. Thanks to everyone who helps makes this possible. GDQ is my favorite run, my favorite time of the year. I booked the entire week off just for this. This is my first donation to the event, and I couldn't pick a better game. Donation goes to Runner's Choice. $150 from Lieutenant Hummus. I'm loving this run, but I have heard a lot of people donating to save the animals. This is incorrect. Put this donation towards killing the animals. And actually, that particular donation now gives the difference between kill the animals and save the animals only 151 and 31 cents in favor of kills. So that actually made a huge difference, guys. $25 from RAC269. I know you don't hear this very often, but Twilight Princess is one of my favorite Zelda games. It's amazing to see it done so quickly, and even more amazing to know that it's for an awesome cause. Great job, everyone, and go fast.
That's what I like to do. All right. We have free warping now, so my movement will be a lot less rolling. Well, there's still going to be a lot of rolling, but a lot less overworld rolling.
Yeah, the Master Sword gives you the ability to transform between human or wolf at will, which in turn allows you to be able to warp at will. Very nice.
And here's another change for the HD version. I can turn human and wolf without talking to Midna, so it's a quick transform, which again saves time in speedruns. I'm really, really happy that they just made these little quality of life changes. Well, one, because it just increases the speedrun, makes the speedrun faster, and it's just nicer, you know.
Yeah,
It's
it
like, why,
improves the,
why do we have to climb slow up ladders? It just doesn't make sense.
yeah, it just generally improves the flow of the gameplay.
It's intense action sequence.
Also, a quick update, in the run 2 runs from now, Divinity Original Sin, the character names, it is a tight battle between 2B, 9S, and Dat Boy. Less than $150 separates all 3 of those choices, so get your donations in for those names.
Yeah, I got it. So that side hop there is frame perfect, and I can't use input buffering. So sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't. But it saves just a tiny, tiny bit amount of time.
Yeah, so now that we got Oru's memo, we can go and shoot ourselves off to the desert, where the next dungeon, the Arbiter's Grounds, is located. And we want to transform there before we hit like the little island there, otherwise we can't transform after that.
We have $30 from Glacial asking a simple request from Fino. Good luck, Fino. I will donate another 20 if Fino thanks me for this donation.
Hey, thank you for the donation. What a cool guy.
$25 from Noval, wishing Fino the best of luck on the run.
Thank you.
$10 from Brian. Have to donate during Twilight Princess HD as the original was my first Zelda title ever. As a pianist, I used to play Midna's Lament over and over again just because it's so dang good. Thanks for the nostalgia, Fino, and here's to the best Ganon slang weapon in the game, a good old fishing rod.
We will be seeing the fishing rod right at the end. Let's see what quick time here.
Yeah, so even as Wolf Link, you can still equip items using the gamepad, which is very nice, because you couldn't do that in the original version.
So I need to break down these fences here, and I have to use the board to do it. In the original version, you can do Snowpeak early, so we had the ball and chain at this point. Can't do that in this version, so I have to use the boar. Hopefully they don't whack me. Okay, I just need to kill one, or get the 2 off one of them. The other one will come back to hit me, but usually he doesn't get me. Yeah, there we go. Well, he hit me, but I didn't fall down. And then I'm going to wait right here to dash. Oh my gosh, really? He knew. He knew. So I wait to right there to dash because I want the dash to stop right after the fence break, but before I hit a wall. So right here. There
we go. $150 from Shifty-san. I have been playing Zelda since before I could talk. Twilight Princess is one of my favorites. Thanks for all you do, and good luck, Fino.
Thank you. All right, so we have a kind of difficult trick here I'm going to try to use. We're going to be abusing the air traverse Jim mentioned earlier that extend infinitely upwards and downwards. Hopefully I get it. If not, we'll just run around and grab the key.
Yeah, so up to the left here, you can make a jump from this tent to the wall over here as Wolf Link. And you have to turn sideways to transform into Human Link, otherwise you'll fall down. And then using that pillar right there as a platform that's higher than Link's feet, we can do an LJA to get over. And then we can climb on this broken pillar up to the top of the main tent.
There we go. I got it.
Okay. So King Boblin is essentially just like a giant sack of meat. It's very slow.
They actually they changed King Boblin in this version as well. In the original version, your quick spin has a consistent hitbox, and he becomes susceptible before the quick spin actually ends. So you can actually, one quick spin will hit him 3 times in the original version. That was changed in this version. It only hits him once, so the fight is a little bit slower, but still pretty quick. Here's our friend the boar. It's interesting. You can actually get behind these gates that I'm running through right now with LJAs, but it won't open Arbiter's Grounds until I run through it and get the board there. Excuse me.
$20 from Flemov, longtime donator, first-time viewer. Love from Hong Kong. Keep up the good work, everyone.
So this dungeon has lots of quicksand, but quicksand is just generally not an obstacle at all because you can just attack with Wolf Link across the entirety of any sand pit, pretty much.
Yeah, Wolf is really broken here for the quicksand, like Jim said. We'll be using it quite a bit.
Finally get to say hello to our good friend the Lantern once again.
Okay. So this dungeon, if you've played Ocarina of Time, was very heavily based off of its 4-PO structure. So we're going to have these 4-POs come through here, close the gate, and I have to go through and get them. There actually is a way to skip all 4-POs and go through that gate, but I won't be doing it because it takes 6 hours to do.
The 6 hours is pretty fast. That's
Yeah,
more
yeah.
like 8 to 12.
Yeah.
So the reason that is because when you pick up a rupee that gives you a text box, you actually have a very, very, very small amount of momentum. So what you can do is pick up a rupee right next to the gate and then let that momentum push you through the gate. And it's actually so slow that the collision detection doesn't catch that you're moving. And so you'll just slide straight through the gate. It's just so slow, it takes hours to do, so it's not really useful.
And there actually is a way to skip this PO that Fino's fighting right now, and it is possible in this version, but it is very, very hard and very imprecise, or very precise, and it's just not really viable in the HD version. Basically, in one of the rooms adjacent to this one, there's this pillar that's sticking out of the sand, and you can kind of angle yourself on it and put yourself in a bit of a precise position and angle, backflip on it, and you'll sort of hop off of it and grab onto a ledge, which basically skips needing to, basically you're going backwards through the dungeon at that point. But yeah, as I said, it's just really difficult to do in the HD version. Well, it's hard to do in the SD version as well, but it's a little easier in that one.
Yeah, because to actually open the gate, you only need the last 3 POs. You don't technically need the first one because the game doesn't check for it. Because it assumes that to get the last 3, you must have gone to get the first one.
I'm just going to kill this bubble because he's being a pain. Or D-wing him at least. Rupees are okay, I still need some money. Actually, I'm really low. Which is, yeah, it's fine. I'm going to get 40 more. I want to get out of this dungeon with 100 because I'm going to pick up a silver later, which will be 200. And then I'll have enough to fix the cannon. Oop, that was too soon.
Yeah, before you can attack the pose, they have to turn whiter to like indicate that they're solid now.
Actually worked out kind of well because I have to kill the bubbles anyway. They just get in your way. If they hit you, you get knocked out of senses, and then you can't attack the bow. Nope, bonk.
Bonk?
I've got a bonk counter going. I think I'm at the 2 or 3 now. It's not too bad. I want this rat to hit me. Okay, nice. That lets me get off of the little turn thing right there a little early. It's actually interesting that turning thing actually controls the top room too. So what can happen there if I'm not careful is the rat will hit me off after I've turned it, and it'll just kind of keep turning. And then when I go to open this, if I open the door before it completes the cycle, when I go to open this room, there'll just be just a wall right here, and I can't do anything.
So in this room, normally you're supposed to pull a chandelier to open up your path and get past it, but we can just do a small LJA to skip that.
I'm gonna de-wing him, so he'll get in my way. And this LJ, pretty good. Sometimes it's a little picky. I pulled a Moldorm out of the sand, nice. And I only need 40 rupees, which is 2 more redeads, so I'm just going to go ahead and skip this one. Thankfully, I'm fast enough to get it away from him before he screams. Oh, oops.
So this next room is really annoying with lots of Stout Children and 2 redeads that you can't really get past without killing, unfortunately.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the 2 best strategies in this room are to use A, bomb arrows, or B, the ball and chain, which I have neither of, so... I almost guarantee get frozen at least twice, so we'll see how it goes. Sometimes it'll be once. Rarely is it 0. Yeah, so he got me there. It's okay. I threw the skull at him. Oh no. Okay. That was close.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Actually, I missed the 20 on the first one, which is okay. I have a backup 20 I can get. Where's the... There it is. Oh, something I've been doing that I kind of forgot to mention was every time I go up to a Poe, one of the big Poes here, I'm actually jump attacking them, and that's to skip his screaming animation. That'll just make him turn blue, just very slightly faster.
we got one more Poe we need to go get.
This is the ghoul rat room. So there's just little ghoul rats that grab onto you. I'm going to try to avoid them. There we go. Oh no, they're after me. There we go. Thankfully they stay in the room. And so we are not going to jump down here, which I've done before. And here we have another chandelier puzzle, and same sort of concept. We're just going to skip it with an LJ. Have to be careful here though, because the Moldorms like to come up and bite me.
Yeah, so one thing that I don't think we mentioned yet is that every time that we use the Gale Boomerang or the Claw Shot, we actually go into first-person mode before we use it, because that speeds up the animation of pulling it out and being able to aim it around.
Here's where one of my bombs are going. To equip the lantern, there we go. The path that that I have to open here with the lanterns was always the same.
So this is the final Poe. It has some RNG to it. It's pretty reminiscent of Meg in the Ocarina of Time Forest Temple. Produces 3 duplicates of itself, and then it makes you guess which one it is. So we can't tell which one is the real one until the real one turns solid.
And these Poes can, right at the start there, they were swirling around Link. They pretty much can choose to do that for as long as they want, so sometimes you just get really bad luck. But it was very good here.
Nice.
Oh, and I actually got the best Poe.
Oh, there we go.
Aha! Obviously, I want the Poe that's right by the exit door, so that was good luck.
$20 from Cherubi. Twilight Princess was the first Zelda game I ever completed. Love this game and love this event. Keep it up.
So yeah, now we can finally continue on to the next part of the dungeon. But yeah, if you figure out a way to skip these poses that doesn't take 6 hours, please contact us. We'd love to know.
Okay, so you kind of get teased with the boss key here. It's like right here, but there's, oh, I never picked up a blue, that's right. So there's the blue. They kind of tease you with the boss key there, but there's a big quicksand thing in the way that prevents you from actually getting to it, and I skipped that. So now I have the boss key.
Yeah, they didn't really do a very good job at protecting this. It's actually possible to even just jump in there as human and roll over to the other side, which is actually used in the glitchless category, if I'm correct.
And so you're not really supposed to be here yet. You're supposed to get there after the spinner and make your way back. So what I'm doing right now is technically backtracking to the spinner. I need the spinner to beat the boss as well as as well as do some other things.
$20 from Molon, first time watching SGDQ, and I love what you guys are doing. Keep it up. $25 from Tater Tot Army, longtime viewer, finally had the opportunity to donate. Good luck to Fino on the Twilight Princess run.
Thank you.
Save the animals.
Oops. This should be okay. Uh-oh. Okay, now I have to kill all three of them with this one. So I'm just going to sit here. Alright. I didn't want to waste a bomb, so... normally what I do is I drop the one there, and then I don't get stuck in the sand. And then the other two follow me to the exit, and I bomb them there. But since the first one failed, I really needed that last one to kill all of them. So I'm still on track with the bombs. Remembering that the bomb right here is airtight, so I need to not waste them if possible. The Death Sword's a really cool boss, or mini boss, I suppose. This first phase is pretty easy. I'm just going to attack him whenever he becomes solid. The second phase is more interesting because there's actually a stun lock I can do. So basically the game is just waiting for me to complete a combo on him. Go left, thank you. So what I can do is just never finish a combo and just poke him to death. There we go.
It is actually possible to skip Death Sword, or skip fighting at least the second phase of Death Sword, but it is probably one of the most precise tricks in this game, and so we don't go for it, and I don't even think it saves very much time. You'd basically lure him over to this side right here, and then turn into Wolf and use a mid-mid charge attack to get up onto the ledge where you're supposed to exit through, but yeah, it's a really precise trick. It's very position, and you have to like release on like in a small window, so it's not really RTA viable.
Yeah. What a wood jerk found that trick. It was me. So I'm going to save warp here to get back to the front of the dungeon. It's just a little bit quicker than backtracking.
$100 from This Is Alan223. For a game that I was never particularly fond of, I'm really enjoying this Twilight Princess run. Great work.
So the spinner allows us to get across sand as human link pretty easily. Saves time over having to transform into wolf or navigate the room as human.
So I like to keep spinner on the R button. Unfortunately, the spinner is used mainly for mashing the spinner button. So mashing R is a little hard, so I'm going to actually use 2 fingers to do it. Which looks a little goofy.
$150 from Burnout the Fungineer. I really appreciate it when Fino says thank you. Loving the run so far. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Pause for him to say thank you. You're welcome.
This is just essentially opening up the path to the boss door.
$100 from Jackson Fairfield, Psychic Ninja. This Zelda run is a great accompaniment to being stuck working late. Good luck on the rest of the run, and I say, save the dang animals.
Thank you for the good luck. Alrighty, Stalord. Probably the most RNG heavy boss, unfortunately. So what he does is he has 3 phases or 3 parts to his first phase, and he'll put up little, I guess they're stall posts around him in the sand, and I need to dodge them while hitting his spine. The third one is particularly hard because he'll put up 5 guys up by his spine, and I have to dodge them and then bounce off one behind him. Oh. I got a little unlucky there. Usually the second phase doesn't give me trouble, but sometimes it does. Oh, that was really bad luck. Should be good. There we go.
Nice.
And of course, it wouldn't be as all the boss if we didn't have 2 phases. So all the sand drains here, we're going to raise the pillar in the middle and restrict to the second phase. My position here isn't the greatest. Okay.
Your position after that cutscene is random, so ideally you'd be closer to the spinner contraption.
So I'm going to try to do something here that will actually basically cut the second phase in half. So what happens is the head fires at you until you get on the track in the middle, and then it zooms up really quickly to the top. So you're supposed to ride the track all the way up to the top. But what I can do is I can jump on it right when he fires at me, and then I can zoom up to him before he has a chance to run away and hit him. It's very, very tight timing, so we'll see if I get it. I have an audio cue for it. Oh, that's unfortunate. I went just a little bit too early. That's okay. It doesn't save a whole lot of time. It's just basically the trip riding up the pillar. And now we do one cycle. There we go. Feel free to go ahead on donations.
Will do. We have $50 from Gino. Gotta get a donation in during Fino's run as a longtime lurker of his streams. Glad to see this run is going so well. Donation is going to Dat Boy. Also, a donation without a pun? That seems highly unlikely. $150 from Sphinx Lord 88200. How could I not donate during the Twilight Princess run? Here's to a great run and a great organization. Now if only my internet would cooperate. I hope it does for you, Sphinx Lord. $20 from Alex0. If these doctors are as dedicated as the streamers, we're now in good hands. $50 from Anonymous. Hey everyone, thanks for the great event and good luck to all the runners. Putting my donation towards level 1 Sephiroth fight because that sounds terrible to play and great to watch. $10 from Joaquin E. Suddenly heard Zarya's song and decided it was a great time to donate. Wolf Link is so cute.
I agree.
Keep on the great work, everyone. 2 hours have passed, 2 more left.
Well,
This is actually the first instance in the game where we actually have to fight 5 Shadow Beasts rather than 3. It's really no different, but there's just a little bit more.
yeah, thankfully the quote hardest Shadow Beast fight isn't done in this run. That's the one outside the Sacred Grove. So another HD SD difference, you can actually skip raising this mirror by going into the warping menu at this point and then just zooming in all the way and turning on warping. It just works. Normally Midna is there and says, wait, the mirror of Twilight is so close and prevents you from warping. But just for some reason, when you zoom all the way in, you can warp. That was fixed in this version, so I had to do it to raise the mirror. So now we'll be heading to Snow Peak. I'm actually not going to finish the dungeon. I just need to go in for the ball and chain. Unfortunately, it's only really it's used multiple times, but it really only has one actual needed use for the run, and that is to fight Zan later on, stun him in one of his boss phases. If we could somehow get around that, we would not even need to go to Snow Peak at all, and it would cut a huge chunk of time off the run.
So yeah, to get up into Snow Peak, we first have to get the Reekfish scent. And the first part of that quest is to come here and get a sketch from this girl.
Wait, what am I doing? So we have to do a little bit of a trading quest here to get the fishing rod upgrade, which is needed to fish out the Reekfish.
$150 from Techno. Loving the Zelda block. Mind-blowing how you find glitches in the first place, but so fun to watch. Good luck to all the runners.
Thank you.
$50 from Hupfin. Glad to see this is the Wii U version. I always liked Link, but more so when I learned he was left-handed like me. You can imagine my sadness at the Wii version of this game. Donation goes to runner's choice. Unless someone on the couch is left-handed, then it's their choice.
Nope. Excellent.
$25 from UGamer81, longtime GDQ watcher and supporter here. The Legend of Zelda is probably my favorite franchise of all time, so I had to donate during the Twilight Princess run. Doing great so far, Fino. Keep up the great work.
Thank you. So here's Rallis. I can just transform behind the grave there, and then show him the sketch from Ashe. And he will give me the corollary ring, which is the fishing rod upgrade. So back to Zora's Domain. We're going to do some fishing.
$25 from Blazing Flare. Twilight Princess is my second favorite Zelda game and the first one I ever completed 100%. Seeing Fino do all of these cool movement techs is a real treat. Donation goes to runner's choice. $10 from Anonymous. First time catching GDQ live after binging through older GDQs, and it should be fitting to donate during my favorite series.
Guess I should know the fishing rod.
So the Reekfish is a little harder to fish up than the normal fish that we decided to get earlier in the run. Basically, they just go away quicker after they tell you that they've bitten on the rod.
Yeah, they're trolls. All right, there we go. I'm going to turn the wolf and sniff the fish. Smells like fish. Okay.
climbing Snow Peak Mountain up here, normally if you don't have the Reef Fish scent, there are a bunch of loading zones that will sort of void you out and respawn you back at the start right here. But if you have the scent, then some of those loading zones are removed and they create a path that will lead you up the mountain.
So I'm just going to check real quick to make sure I'm not going off the path, because I have voided out before. Once I get around that rock, it's pretty safe. Just kind of hug the wall here. Hopefully I don't bonk. Good. Wow, I didn't even slow down. That was really good.
Huh? Where is he?
That's basically a giant slope in the geometry going up where I just was. So usually I either A, bonk, or B, lose basically all my speed. Neither of which happened, so that was good. I also did something that you've seen already, which is the climb cancel there, where I just climb up basically in a spot where there's already collision, so it just kind of bumps me up and skips the climbing animation. Yeah, that was really fast too.
While we're running up this mountain, we have $50 from Anonymous. Had to donate during my favorite run of every GDQ. Good luck on the run, Fino, and as always, save the frames, kill the animals.
Thank you. So, we need to climb up here, and there's actually vines, which is just a little bit quicker than using the ladder. The keys are very mean here, so hopefully they're nice to me right now. Okay, good. The keys in this next area are also very mean. I'm going to try to skip the messenger fight here at the Snow Peak top, because I don't need this warp by using an LJA. Okay, good. I think I got it. Maybe? Yes, okay. So basically what I did is I LJA far enough down the mountain that the void puts me in a different spot than out by the door, and that lets me drop right in. Oops, I'm going to say no. You're supposed to say yes if you say yes, but I said no after saying yes.
So by skipping that Shadow Beast fight, the trigger for clearing away the fog during this snowboarding section actually doesn't go away. So you have to basically do what we call blind snowboarding. Now in HD, it's a little bit better. It's a little bit more clear what you have to do. But in the SD version, it's a lot harder.
Just a reminder, guys, we have about an hour or so left in the run. Am I right, Fino?
That's correct.
And we are very close to $600,000 raised. So if you could please get your donations in, I would love to hit that goal before at the end of Fino's run.
So if you're wondering why I'm jumping a lot, your speed is constant while in the air, whereas it's kind of variable on the snow. So I'm just trying to stay basically in the air as long as possible, just a little bit quicker. I definitely need 100 rupees by the time I get into Snow Peak, so I'm going to need to grab the red here. And this is the backup I was talking about earlier. There we go. And then, no, let's not fall off.
Yeah, if you fall off here, then you get sent back all the way to the top of the mountain, which is not very good. It uses like a minute.
Scary. So there's a minute trigger here, and it's pretty easy to skip, but sometimes I fail it. There we go, I got it. Nice, nice. Very, very small type save, but yeah.
Okay, so yeah, this is the Snow Peak Mansion. It's definitely the shortest dungeon we do. We're only going to be in here for like
3
2
minutes.
Yeah. It's also one of the most broken.
So normally there's this gap you can't cross, except I can. And then you can claw shot through this bombable floor, because the collision on it is only one-sided. And then there's a small key in this room that you're supposed to need the ball and chain to get, but again, with the all-powerful boomerang.
Shoutouts to Dragon Bane for that setup.
Yeah.
reason that we target the walls with the boomerang is because between those targets, the boomerang will actually go through the wall and out of bounds, which is over a void, and that's what allows the launch jump attack to work.
Slide behind ice thing. So this is still kind of doing the whole dungeon backwards. I'm not supposed to be in this area yet. So as you can see, I just opened the second half of the courtyard backwards. There's a cannon puzzle you're supposed to do here to kill the freezer so you can open the door. I'm not going to do that though. I'm actually just going to hop out of bounds and then open the door backwards.
So that's the freezer skip.
Okay, here's Dark Hammer. I'm going to get up real close to him to make him, ow. Make him throw his thing, and then with quick spins I can one cycle him. And yeah. I actually had to wait for him to throw his thing anyway, so it didn't waste any time. That was basically a perfect snow peak.
It's unfortunate we don't get to see the rest of it because even if you had to complete the whole dungeon, the rest of it on a speedrun is still really cool.
It's this way.
That was tough.
And so since we're done, I'm just going to go ahead and save warp to get back to the front of the dungeon.
While you're warping, we have $100 from Ken222. I'm donating $100, but my real act of charity is to immortalize my friend's name in the most useless way possible, as a character in a Might and Magic speedrun.
Okay, now we're going to go to City in the Sky, which is not technically the next dungeon. Normally, we're supposed to beat Snow Peak and then go back to the Sacred Grove to get the Temple of Time and then do Temple of Time. But I'm actually just going to jump straight to City in the Sky by using a glitch. But before we do that, I need money to fix the thorn, which we're going to get right now. So normally you need bomb arrows to hit this bell, which drops a silver rupee. And I don't have arrows though, so we're going to improvise. Good. And there's a 300. My backup, if I run out of bombs there, is actually to do a glitch called a parallel universe glitch. Really cool, but it wastes a ton of time to show off, so unfortunately I'm not going to. But I'll go ahead and describe it anyway, just because I know you're curious now. Basically, what I would do is exit a door while as Wolf, and it would cause my position to go out of bounds, where all actors exist in the same space, and then I can just quick spin to get the silver rupee.
Yeah, so now this is the clip we used to get to the City of the Sky cannon early.
Yep.
And that saves around an hour.
Yep.
So
That
it's really
is-
useful we can do that. Yeah, so when this game first came out, we originally thought that it wasn't possible to do that clip because we believed it had been patched. Nintendo did actually increase the hitbox size of that owl statue, but they didn't increase it enough. So later we figured out that we could still clip past the statue, it was just much more precise.
We have a $500 donation from Anonymous.
Ooh.
I have never watched a speedrun before today. I love that you're all so committed to your art. Godspeed, Wolflink.
Second best music in the game.
$100 from Mr. Dean, shaping up to be another great SGDQ. I had to donate during one of my favorite Zelda games, Twilight Princess. Love the Poe designs in this one. Good luck and have fun.
Thank you. Alrighty, we're gonna go to City in the Sky. There's this very creepy bird.
yeah, the city in the sky contains one piece of the, or one shard of the Mirror of Twilight. Snow Peak Ruins and the Temple of Time also contain shards of the mirror, but just like with the Fused Shadow, the game counts having the full mirror as just having the last piece that you would normally get, so it's good that the game does that.
What a great noise.
Allow me to help you out then. $15 from Nevitz. Wasn't going to donate this year due to school costs, but Fino's politeness has won me over. So thank you for making one of my favorite games more enjoyable.
Okay, so I kind of got a bad wind like there. That's okay. I'm going to stand in front of the stairs here, and it's going to prevent the wind from blowing me, so I can shoot the switch. Ways begin. This entire dungeon is in the sky, so there's lots of woods everywhere for LJs. Don't do it. Oh, it's close.
Yeah, so right here, Fino's actually going to open this door in a very specific way, even though it just kind of looks like he's normally opening the door.
Midna wants me to go. I had to be very careful there, because I didn't exactly do it right at first.
Yeah, so opening that door from as far back as possible will actually skip hitting a trigger that activates the fan at the top of this room. And doing that will actually allow us to get the boss key very fast once we need to get it, and saves around 1.5 minutes.
It also saves a lot of headache, because the rooms that you normally have to go through are pretty brutal.
It's actually pretty interesting how that was found. So there's a user by the name of Dragonbane who's kind of like the mad scientist of Twilight Princess and Wind Waker. And he was timing text for different versions by warping around to different rooms. And he warped into the boss key room to get the boss key text here and noticed that the fan wasn't activated despite that he had just entered the dungeon. So he was like, okay, well, something's got to activate it. And he went into a tool called Wind Viewer and found the trigger, and then discovered that basically the reason why it works is it counts as being in the trigger when you step in it, but where Wolflink's position technically is for stepping in it is his back legs. And it's possible to get the door open text before the back legs touch the trigger. And so what happens is you open the door, and as soon as you enter the opening door animation, all the triggers in the room unload, so you essentially walk straight through it without ever activating it.
And so the small key that Fino just got sort of changes the save point that the dungeon wants you to be at. And so it also is linked to this cutscene right here that happens. But since we're speedrunners, we can skip this cutscene. Some wind and jump slashes.
That's actually the slower strat. So there's like 2 different wind RNGs whenever you enter a room, and if I get the better one there, I do the faster strat, but I got the bad luck there, so I went with the more safer one. The only really difference is the setup time. I need a little bit longer to do the faster one. So when I get the bad wind RNG, meaning I know the wind is going to come sooner, I just don't go for it. Goodbye.
Yeah, so if you try to spin right here with the Deku Baba alive, it's just going to attack you and not allow you to spin.
So if you've been with us since Lakebed, the gate we mentioned way long ago is now going to come into play.
Yeah, so normally after entering this room, you'd go to the right, enter another door, and then proceed through 3 more kind of annoying rooms that it's really thankful that we get to skip. So instead we're going to go over to the left, and we're going to roll past this wind. And we're going to enter the door at the opposite side of this room. And then in front of us, there's usually supposed to be a gate that's loaded, but it's not loaded because we actually loaded the one in Lakebed earlier, which for some strange reason just unloads this one. Fly across this room.
Let's begin the final battle.
didn't get it. There's a single frame there where I can actually drop on the fan in the cutscene and then go through the fan, and I'll just spawn in the fight. Saves like 1 second. But I'm going to try to do the 1 cycle here.
Yeah, so normally this boss has 2 cycles, but we can sort of do some fake damage to it with the ball and chain.
Fortunately, it's RNG dependent. I only got 1 hit. Shoot. Alright, I'm going to pull him down, try again.
Yeah, so we want to hit his shield while he's attacking us, and that will actually do damage to him, but
Okay,
it won't
this'll work.
actually initiate the second phase because he's not actually getting damaged. Oh yeah, now you're low on health though. But 1 more hit.
Wow. What a guy.
There we go. So normally during that fight, the Arolfos, once he takes a certain amount of damage, will begin flying in and out of the rooms through the holes at the top. But if you do like the sort of fake damage with the ball and chain while he's shielding, it still deals damage, but you don't actually kill him until you deal a physical hit, which by that point you've done so much damage that you actually kill him.
It was a very close fight.
So we're going to get our health back now because we're going to save warp. Every time you save and reload the game, if you have less than 3 hearts, the game will just give you back 3 hearts.
We have $120 from X Forsaken. Huge fan of GDQ and enjoy all the runs. I love Legend of Zelda series and wish Fino and the other runners the best of RNG. As always, save the frames and kill the animals.
Thank you.
$20 from Jimothy. Fino is great. I like how he thanks donators for good luck wishes. So best of luck to you on your excellent Twilight Princess HD run. Hey Fino, could you wish my friend Devin a happy birthday while we watch you expertly run his favorite game?
Absolutely. Happy birthday, Devin. And thank you for the good luck.
And he'll donate another $20 because you did that. $50 from Omega Meyer. Hi again, SGDQ, coming back for my first donation this year, and since I always like seeing you pull off ridiculous feats and additional content is best content, the first one goes to level 1 Sephiroth fights in Kingdom Hearts 2. Donating during the Zelda block for a chance at the amazing prizes. Keep up the good work, and greetings from Germany.
So yeah, this is the fan we were talking about earlier that doesn't activate. Because it's off, we can just claw shot these vines and skip a whole bunch of rooms that normally would be required to get to the boss key.
And I can do a little bit of a shortcut here to get up to the top room early. If I stand in the right spot, I can actually barely grab these vines. Oh, come on. I'm gonna fix my standing. There we go. And then I can come over here and skip the ropes with an LJ. Oh, wow, okay. All right.
Yeah, if this guy sees you, he'll like pretty much always run over to where you are, so...
So I had to kill him once he saw me. Let's try that again.
Yeah, this LJA is kind of tricky sometimes. Because the boomerang has to be in a very precise position to be considered
There we
above
go.
the door.
And since the fan never activate, I can just roll around and get the boss key.
$50 from Roland M. I discovered AGDQ last winter and have been eagerly waiting this SGDQ since then. Thanks to all the awesome runners and organizers, and good luck to Fino.
Hey, thank you.
So normally what you're supposed to do is, right after you get the boss key, you're supposed to sort of lower yourself down and activate this switch, which will turn on a fan in this room. But we didn't do that, so Fino's going to have to do something a little bit unintended to get past all of this.
So I can abuse that if I'm higher than the grading here. If I grab the top, it'll actually make me grab the top, like the fan, and then I can do a... Uh-oh, he's coming. Is this going to work? No. I was a little far to the right. But it's cool, so we can see it again. But like I was saying, we can grab the top of the gratings here, and then just kind of chain that into an LGA to get to the ending. is. Just gonna wait just in case.
Yeah, the boomerang accidentally locked onto the.
Oh, come on.
Kargarok right there.
We have $5 from Juno. If someone reads this, I will donate again on Friday. This is my first time donating. Greetings from New Orleans, and I'm turning 29 next week, so I thought y'all could use the money this week. Happy early birthday, Juno.
There it is. A lot of close calls in this dungeon. And once again at quarter heart. Thankfully, I should be safe until I get to the boss room, which has hearts. So there's these two area alphas in this room, but if you just jump on the fans, they won't attack you. Oops. Okay, I have to wait anyway.
Yeah, so sometimes when Fino jumps and has to fall a long way, he'll equip the iron boots temporarily to increase his fall speed, which saves a few frames each time.
So if I'm quick here, I can actually grab this fan and then turn back around and grab that before it goes out of reach.
Nice.
Nice. That shot's not very easy.
All right, come on. I'll get hearts one. Couldn't hurt. So I do have a backup save file starting right here at the boss, and the reason is because I actually lost a run because my game crashed during this boss just randomly. So just in case that happens, we are prepared. Fortunately, if the game is going to crash, it actually warns me, sort of. Basically, when I void out in the second part of the fight, the audio will become very strange and sped up, which it's not supposed to be. And if I see that, I know to reset and just do it again. So I'm waiting on Argrok to come down here right now. I have to actually be careful. It's possible to soft lock right at the beginning of the fight, but only if you grab the tail too fast. Also lost a run doing that too. So what I'm going to try to do here is grab the pillar and then grab Argarok again for you as a chance to get away. Like so.
And that skips having to watch Argarok fly around an extra time. Surprisingly, the weak point is not some glowing eye this time.
This cutscene's pretty long in donations.
No problem. We have $200 from Pat84. Hey guys, a longtime viewer and have to do my part for this great cause. $150 from Maple. I'm pretty sure my cats would want me to save the animals, so save the animals. Big thanks to all the runners and support staff for making GDQ a great success each year. $50 from Hoyven Maven. By accepting this donation, you agree to be responsible if I get fired for watching this stream all week. Keep it up and save the animals.
Okay, so I'm going to do something a little odd right now. I'm going to actually jump off the edge. Okay, music's fine. Probably not going to crash. Probably. And so the reason I void out there is to put Argrok back at the top. It just saves a very small amount of time, because normally he has to fly back. And then by sitting on here with the iron boots while he blows his flame, I can actually trick him into thinking I fell, and he'll stop blowing his flame, and then I can go around and grab this back. And we're going to basically do that 2 more times.
So like we'd mentioned much earlier in the run, if you were here, there was a chance that we could get a rare Chew Jelly drop that would have turned this fight from a 3-cycle into a 2-cycle. But because the chance of getting the rare Chew Jelly is only 10%, we didn't get it this time, so we have to do 3 cycles here.
Which I'm okay with because the 2-cycle strat is actually very, very difficult. Okay, we're going to do something a little different on this one because he has 2 flames.
In this cycle, Argarok tries to trick you by turning around and then shooting his flames the other way.
And there we go. And that's City in the Sky.
And I would say in honor of that great city in the sky, we have a $750 donation from Anonymous. Amazing run, Fino. Good luck with the rest of the run. Great job with the event, guys. Keep up the good work, kill the animals, and save the frames.
Thank you. Ooh. Yeah, I love the speedrun, but it is quite long.
Well, all these donations coming in should ease that quite nicely. We have $20 from Victorious Val. You're doing awesome, Fino. I've never really sat down and watched a speedrun, so this is my first one. It's so cool to see all the tricks and glitches that you can extort.
Thank you.
$5 from Anonymous. Shout out to Gymnast on the Couch. I love your Wind Waker runs.
Thank you.
I think that was just so that someone else would say thank you. We have $50 from J110. Here's to hitting that $600,000 mark before I turn in for the night. Thanks, Fino, for an awesome run so far.
Thank you for donating. Alrighty.
$100 from Muffin54. The city in the sky has always haunted my dreams. Seeing you finish it so easily means that I can finally dream happy dreams. Thank you.
So I put on the Iron Boots there before I got in the cannon, and that's so I can actually do a jump slash right here. And the Iron Boots cancel my momentum fast enough that I actually land on the bridge. And so I can warp away immediately.
Yeah.
If I didn't do that, I would land in the water and have to swim to shore.
$25 from Suki Kaji. Wonderful Zelda game, wonderful Zelda runner. Keep being awesome, Fino.
Thank you. Okay. Time for technically the second to last dungeon. It's also the longest, unfortunately. There's almost no sequence breaks. There's little things here and there, but I'll have to go into, I think I do. I go into every single room in the dungeon, just because that's what's required casually.
Well, before we get into the thick of that, we have $50 from Mr. Thick. Great job on the run so far, Fino. Putting my money on Dat Boy for Original Sin. It's an older meme, sir, but it checks out. P.S. There's another $50 coming if the couch gives us their best Wolf Link impression. Oh!
Oh! That's pretty good.
So if you come at those Zant heads in a precise way, you can actually get 2 hits on them with Wolf Link with the B attack, and then finish them with the Midna charge.
Little optimizations here. I grab the thing and then I drop with Iron Boots to turn into Wolf just very slightly faster. So the Zant head can spawn in 4 places here, and I got the worst one just there, which is okay. Very small amount of time wasted, but seems like every run that gets this far, I always get that spawn. So this spawns the small key and the compass, but I don't care about the compass.
Yeah, this dungeon has a lot of small keys.
And one in basically every room. And this ledge is actually low enough I can get on the chest and then jump slash up. Which is, oops, very slightly faster than claw shotting the target.
So coming up here will be the first mini boss fight in this dungeon. It'll be basically, it's called Phantom Zant. It's just this little hologram basically of Zant. And the strat here, normally when you finish a combo, just like any other enemy, it'll start, the Zant will start basically warping around. But by never finishing a combo, he'll just keep trying to throw some stuff. And if you do a stab and then 2 quick spins, you can actually get done with the fight in 3 cycles. So just like that.
Yep, that was perfect. If you noticed at the end there, I actually turned straight around after he warped. That's because I could actually hear him in my headphones to see where he warped. I used a stereo sound in that fight. Little min-detect skip there. It triggers when you get close to the soul, so I stay far away and grab it with the claw shot. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Okay, good. They pushed it back in. How helpful.
So one other minor change between the original and HD is that there was another glitch patch that was used in the Palace of Twilight a little bit in the original, known as L-sliding. Basically, if you shoot the claw shot on target, you can then sort of move around and slide around weirdly while the claw shot is shooting out to save a little bit of time.
We have a quick $50 donation from Nijiro just saying, great run so far.
Thank you. It has been a good run. Ooh. I really don't like this room or the magic room on the other side because I have to aim straight down with the gyro, which is killer on my wrists. Also, aiming straight down with the gyro just it starts to act a little strange.
$5 from Anonymous. He had to donate during my all-time favorite Zelda games. Only my second time watching SGDQ and my second time donating. Good luck to Pino for the rest of the run.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to put the saw down here and then go to the other side. I think it's going to go in. Maybe. Maybe not. Wow. Incredible. So that activates this platform. I'm actually not going to use it anyway. I'm going to just LJ over because it's a little bit quicker. The reason I didn't do the side first is because getting the salt on that side actually does not activate that platform. Putting the one that I just put in activates it. So if I'd have done this side first and brought the salt back, I would have been stuck.
I have a donation that we can all can relate to. We have $50 from Matt B37. I should be asleep, but I can't look away.
Oh no. Alright, I'm gonna miss a cycle here, that's okay. Okay, I didn't mean to do that, but...
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so that Zant bed spawn is random. He got one of the worst spawns, but thankfully he was able to get over to it really quickly and finish it off. Otherwise, it'll teleport away, and it could potentially teleport to like the other side of the platforms, which would have been bad.
Yeah, I felt right there at the beginning I had to wait on the platform, but actually, normally I get a bad spawn there and I have to wait anyway. So my quick recovery really made up for it. I'm going to kill this head. Double. I'm going to kill these in a certain order.
Twilight Princess Wombo combo.
so that I can have that one put me out right here. And then before that one dies, I'm going to try to flush shot this. There we go.
$20 from Anonymous, long-time watcher, first time donating. Good luck on the run.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to get this key, and I'm supposed to just claw shot over, but it's a little bit slower. I'm actually going to, okay. There, and then when it goes out of bounds, here we go.
$150 from Anonymous. Here, so more people can have access to doctors, but not for animals. Kill them.
There. Same strategy here as the first fight. Excellent. Nice.
Yeah, so one thing about those stabs that you want to make sure you wait until Link's momentum is stopped before stabbing. Otherwise, you'll do a rolling stab, which does more damage than a regular stab.
Yeah, and a roll stab actually counts kind of as at the end of a combo, and so it would make the Phantom Zant just start teleporting around a lot.
Just a quick update, we are less than $2,000 away from 600K. $50 from Max B. Sadly, I missed the Mega Man block, but I woke up just in time to see Twilight Princess. Keep up the good work, Fino, and good luck on the finish.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to make those platforms go up and come over here and just grab it. Yeah. Sometimes the Shadow Beast knocks it out of the hole, which is fun. Okay, one last room. I consider the first part of this dungeon much harder than the second, so thankfully we're almost done with it. As long as these keys aren't mean to me. Okay. So what I want to try to do here is throw the soul in on a one frame in between those cutscene, like that. And what that lets me do is roll to this, and I can just turn around and grab it and save a small amount of time because rolling is a little bit faster than walking.
Quick one while we're teleporting on that platform. $20 from Big Boy 34. Hey, wishing for the best of luck on this great Legend of Zelda run. I've never seen this game beaten before so fast. I love it. Donating towards Metroid Fusing 0% because I'm curious as to how you can beat a game by not technically playing it.
And we had the butter sword.
Yeah, so now the Master Sword can now kill Zant Heads and Shadow Beasts in just one hit.
They like my sword. Okay. So I need to put the two sort of mini skulls here in the holes to raise the platform. Fortunately, I have to do one of them blind, basically, so hopefully that goes in. Oops.
Yeah, so the second half of this dungeon is pretty much just like the first half with more raising platforms and just platforming in general.
Nice.
Thankfully, those mini Shadow Beasts can't get up the stairs because they're very annoying when you're trying to pick up the mini souls.
$10 from Benjamin B. Great run so far, Fino. Good luck finishing the rest of the run. Had to put in my part towards the 600K.
Thank you. LJ is here just to skip the platform ride, because why wait? I was trying to do a trick there to make the platform activate but stay in place, but I kind of missed. It's okay. Only saves a second.
$150 from Newlywed. Just married and watching live for the first time. We've been blessed so much and wanted to give back to a great cause. Keep up the good work.
Another LJ to skip a platform ride. Oh my gosh, I targeted a piece. Wow. There's my, that's never happened before.
On your way back up, we have a donation of $200 from V the White Mage. Always happy to donate during GDQs for such good causes. Put this towards killing the animals. We've been saving them a lot lately, so it's time they found their own way out this time. Keep up the good work and happy running.
Here we go.
$20 from Anonymous. Been watching for years now. Decided I should pitch in, even if it's just a little bit. Good luck to all the speedrunners.
So now we have to ride this platform over to another platform to kill a Zant hit. And killing that one Zant hit spawns the next few Zant hits that we have to kill in order to get a small key.
Once again, while we're platform riding, we have $100 from Joshua D. I was going to donate $1 for every time Fino said thank you, but I lost count. I hope this covers it. Kill those animals.
So I just come over and kill the Zant head, and then fall out of bounds so that I can respawn back here.
This is the way up to the boss key.
$50 from Amayomi. Hey, you. Yes, you. I hope you have a great day, whoever you are.
Just missed them.
So just a little fact about quick spins is that the direction that you circle the analog stick actually does matter. If you circle it clockwise, Link will do a clockwise quick spin, but if you circle it counterclockwise, Link will do a counterclockwise quick spin.
So this room coming up right away here is very timing based. There is a platform cycle way at the top of this room that we want to catch, and we'll see if Ina gets it.
Yeah, so right there, we called Midna because it actually stops the platform cycle at the top from moving, but still allows the shadow piece to come down, which gives us more time to hit the platform at the top.
Like a quick spin.
$160 from Anonymous. Finally able to watch during the event, and I just want to say good luck to all. Plus, good job to everyone making sure this event goes well. Shoutouts to all the behind the scenes.
I think I'll make it. It's going to be close.
Yes,
Yeah,
very nice.
Nice. Think I'm on the chest? No. Yeah, that room's kind of intense because even the slightest little mess up makes me miss the platform at the top. So I'm gonna grab that one well. More LJs just to skip platform rides.
$50 from Shilly. Hi, Fino. I watched your Twilight Princess SD run a few GDQs back and was amazed, so I knew I had to catch this. I was bummed at first that so many glitches were lost to the HD update, but you've really made up for it. Great run, and I hope to see another update in a few years.
Thank you. And so basically the Shadow Beast will always drop in the same spot, so I'm just kind of setting up a charge spin and letting them fall into their deaths.
Getting those hearts doesn't waste any time because we have to wait for the barrier to go away anyway.
Okay, Zant. Zant has 6 phases? 5 phases? I think 6, yeah. Each one has their own little strats. Each one of them have RNG. Some more than others, though. So, let's see how this goes.
And you guys, you hear the crowd there? We just passed $600,000.
Nice.
And that was thanks to a $1,000 donation from the Fifth Mat. Comment is only roo 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 roo.
So one thing to note about Zant is that his health works in a very strange way. He doesn't really take much damage, but his phases mostly end with the ending of a combo. So most of the time you're going to see Fino doing an attack or a bunch of attacks just to the air, and then you're going to... and then he's going to end his phase. Now right there he also got a 1 cycle, which basically he sort of interrupted Zan's sort of teleporting animation, or I guess he did it right before, and that just prevented Zant from teleporting away.
Yeah, so each of these Zant fights is just based off of a previous boss fight or mini-boss fight that you encounter in the game.
So right there I can just grab him before he has any chance to do anything.
One other nice change from the original version is that Link swings his sword much faster underwater now.
Oh, guys, check out this spot. I'm going to try to do that again, what I just did with the, where I grabbed him before he had a chance to do anything.
Yeah, so the head that Zant spawns in will always be the one across from you.
Oh. And a little high.
Zant will always spawn here in the middle next.
I use the ball and chain to knock him off just because it hits the pole just slightly quicker than rolling into it.
And one more thing to note is that it's actually faster to do a combo where you hold forward and tap B 3 times, and then backwards and tap once to finish off the combo, just because the animation is a little bit faster.
Yeah, so this is the one reason that we really need the ball and chain in this run, so that we can stun Zant in this Blizzetta phase.
I stand by the wall just so he can't hit me when he comes down. Oh, I missed. That's okay. All right, here's the last one. So what I'm going to try to do here is only hit him with the combo hit, the 4th one. If I can do it correctly, the fight will be really quick. Still good.
Nice.
Yeah, so despite how long and sort of unbroken the Palace of Twilight is in comparison to the other dungeons, it's actually one of the hardest ones to do really well, so that was really well done by Fino.
A true warrior.
Okay, we're coming to the conclusion here.
$25 from Anonymous. First time watching a GDQ live. Here's to 600K.
Unforgivable.
$50 from Zenkara. In a world so full of self-centered people, it's refreshing to see so many willing to use their gifts to bless others. Thank you so much to everyone who puts in their time, energy, and gifts towards such a worthy cause. Good luck, runners. Run well. $5 from Cat Eyes Jimmy. Keep it up, Fino. Your run has been amazing. It isn't much, but here's to supporting Doctors Without Borders.
Thank you. All right, so our friend the postman, he wants to talk to us again. But I don't want to talk to him. So what I'm going to do is not equip that. Thank you. So that skipped the last postman. Just a little trigger there on the bridge.
$10 from Captain Snipes. Twilight Princess and Oblivion are by far my favorite games ever. To see a run of them back to back is literally a dream come true.
Okay. Feel free to continue on donations. This is the listing skippable cutscene again.
No problem. $50 from Clock134. Started playing Zelda as a tiny child with the first one, and before I even really understood what the buttons did. Now I'm much older and much better and still playing Zelda. Speedruns never fail to impress with the sheer skill they take. Good luck on the run, and thanks to all the time all the people put in for SGDQ. $150 from Anonymous. Been enjoying this year's SGDQ so far and looking forward to what's coming later on in the week. Great job and big thanks to all the staff and runners for making this awesome event happen once again. And best of luck on the Twilight Princess HD run, Fino. Money goes to killing the animals.
Thank you.
$50 from Banana Naki. Been watching and donating since SGDQ 2014. A friend showed me the stream and I didn't think much of it. After watching it a bit, I was hooked. Took 3 days off this year and potatoed to watch while playing Breath of the Wild on my Switch that I just got. Thanks for the next month of entertainment and keep up the great work, everyone. 25 towards Nanaki as Red 13 because that's where my name comes from, and 25 towards Kingdom Hearts 2 Terrafight. $5 from Lost the Pirate. No donation is too small. On the chance that this gets read aloud, I just want to remind everyone that your small donation might be that extra dose of medicine, that extra roll of gauze, or that mundane but essential box of pens used to chart a patient's treatment. Help as best you can. Donation towards runner's Disney song of choice. $10 from Sure You. Hey all, Sure You here. Been watching GDQ since the summer of 2016, courtesy of the lower runner, and have enjoyed it every year. Wasn't sure if I'd be able to donate this year, but managed to scrounge up something. Hopefully I'll be able to do more before the week is through. Great work, as always, to all involved. Money goes towards the level 1 Lingering Will fight.
Alrighty, Harrow Castle is the last dungeon. And I was successful in keeping all the bombs I needed, so we will get to use them here. So this is called my stand still and do nothing strat. I'm going to stand still and do nothing. Just like that. The barriers in this dungeon are actually quite bad. We're going to do some skips, so skip that cutscene and the barrier just forms.
Let's begin the final battle.
$50 from Robin250, just saying, keep up the good work. $20 from RGNM14. Fino is so polite. I just had to donate for how well-mannered and nice he is. Been watching AGDQ for a few years now, and I'm glad to see how much it's grown. I wish the best RNG for the rest of the runs.
Perfect.
Nice.
Enough. You know, this guy's tired of us smacking him around. So there's a really funny text here. Ruben is surprised that King Boblin talks. Unfortunately, I'm going to skip it with a backflip and then a save warp.
While you're warping, we have $5 from Mixwell196. Nightwing, it's your buddy Mixwell. Great job tonight, my friend. Keep killing it, buddy. Also, hello, Allie.
Yeah, so this save warp right here only saves around like a second or so. So if you don't run with a Wolflink amiibo, it's actually slower to do this save warp.
Coming up right here, there's another barrier skip. This one's a lot more precise.
There we go.
While we're getting close to finishing, we have $30 from Some Bees, saying, just got home from trivia night where my team got second to last place. Should have just stayed home and watched Zelda. Our trivia team name was Summer Trivia Done Bad. Not leaving the house again until SGDQ is over. Save the frames.
Shoot. Nope. Nope. Gyro. So I was trying to do a quick strat there, but I got kind of screwed over by the gyro. It's okay. I'm going to throw this. I don't know if it's going to work. Okay, good, it did. So I actually angle right before the cutscene starts there to put it in the perfect spot, so when I just get out of the cutscene, I can mash the boomerang and it'll put out the torch. Need that. Okay.
Yeah, so here in Hyrule Castle, you can actually choose between one of two paths after you defeat that Dark Nut. The path on the left requires the bow, which we skip, but thankfully the path on the right only requires the lantern.
All right, last bomb. We're going to use it in this room. There we go.
Conveniently, $25 from Panic. Nice job, Vino. That takes talent.
Thank you, Vinik. Said you couldn't be here. Nice.
$25 from Zimzal. Love all the Zelda games, and it's amazing watching Twilight Princess getting destroyed. And $25 from Anonymous. Great stuff as always.
So I can tell about what time my run's going to be from this cutscene. Usually it's a little over 8 minutes. Assuming I don't get absolutely screwed by the last boss with RNG. So yeah, we'll see. It looks like I am on pace though to beat my estimate, which is quite good because I did have one run that where I just got really terrible luck and played really bad through the practice, and I didn't beat my estimate. So here's all these people that we don't know because skipped a whole bunch of stuff.
Very nice of him to help out, though.
Speaking of people we don't know, we have $50 from Anonymous saying, had to donate during my second favorite series for a donation to my favorite game. This donation goes to the Kingdom Hearts 2 Level 1 Sephiroth fight. Good luck to all the runners. $200 from Steven145. Twilight was the Zelda game that gave me the most difficulty when playing it on the GameCube. Finish strong and good luck.
Thank you. Okay, this room is intense. All right, I got it. So I do a shortcut there, this to just kind of roll on the falling blocks. It's faster than going through the vanilla path through that room. But there's a high chance that I'll just fall or roll into a block and fall down. Oh, come on. I claw shot that far one on the right to skip having to do one of the claw shots. Oops, that was the wrong one. And then we have this very, very difficult fight with the Iron Knuckle. There we go. And it's time for the final bosses.
$50 from Nicolopoulos, longtime watcher of AGDQ and lover of all things Zelda. Good luck to all the runners, and thanks to all the crew helping behind the scenes.
Okay, Puppet Zelda. Ganon's Puppet Zelda, whatever. So she has 3 attacks she can do. This is one. This is also the worst one. I want her to do the electric ball. If she does it right off the bat, which she didn't, the best I can get is 7 cycles. So now the best I can get is 8, and now the best I can get is 9. Yeah, and it's complete RNG when she throws, so this is the reason why everybody hates this fight. It's just total RNG. I knew that she was going to give me the Triforce attacks because the camera panned out before it happened. If it doesn't pan out, she's either going to give me the electric ball or charge me. So that was 3. So right now we're hoping for 9. See if we get it. This next one won't be an electric ball. It's a Triforce again. That's also the reason that's the worst attack is because it wastes the most amount of time. With the charge, I can actually cancel the charge right when she comes down with my shield. Okay, that's good. And it just cuts the move a little short. These next 3 moves won't be the ball, I know, just because it's scripted in to not be. So we'll just do some redecorating here, I guess. I guess she did not like me redecorating. Oh wow, I'm getting really bad luck.
Yeah.
So there's going to be one more, and then potentially an electric ball. Hopefully she'll charge at least once. Nope. Okay. Yeah, I probably lost around 30 seconds to a minute here from that. Okay, that could have been the electric ball, but it wasn't. So now we're looking at 10 cycles. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, so unfortunately, that's kind of a big RNG section right at the end. You can potentially lose PBs or even records to that fight.
All right, I'm going to try to hit B-Scannon right as soon as he charges me. Then.
So So now Fino's attacking Ganon's weak point in a very specific way to deal a certain amount of damage, which will make the final phase of this fight a little bit faster.
Where did Ganon go?
Oh, where did he go?
Oh, there he is. So now that I've dealt basically the maximum amount of damage possible at this point, instead of going into warp portals, he'll just warp once and attack me immediately. Where is he? Hello? Okay. Sneaky guy. There we go.
So next up is the horseback Ganon fight, third out of the 4 final boss fights.
Okay, so I'm going to get close enough for him to swing at me. And that's going to let me get behind him. And now we can fire arrows. It's not really too well known, but you can actually guide the arrow with the analog stick here. Nice. Excellent. All right, we got time coming up here in about a minute. I am just going to real quickly show off something with Ganon's AI before I deal the final blow. So the strategy here for Ganon is I try to get behind him to make him kick, and then while he's kicking, he's vulnerable, and the game considers him down and lets you deliver the final blow when you've done enough damage to knock him down 3 times. And thankfully, just a jump/quick spin is enough to knock him down, so it's a very quick fight. Usually takes around 15 seconds when done perfectly. Okay, so before I do this, I just want to show Ganon really likes the fishing rod. And time.